I'm Nathan Simmons, and this podcast is nothing but a breeding ground for tranks, lobos, and zip heads.
And I'm Dustin Goes to Hollywood. And yes, it is rough being named after a complete butthead.
And this is the new sound you've been looking for.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 200 of the Silver Linings Playlist, a podcast that tries to find the silver lining in having a screen door on a submarine.
That it is. That it is.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Oh, man. 200 episodes, boys. We made it.
200, guys.
JT's like, man, can you believe it? All the things we've been through.
What was that? Was it Paul Rudd at the end of Friends? Like he was on like one episode. It was like,
what a ride.
it's been.
Yeah, he was at the rap party for Friends because he was in the last episode.
Right. that's JT's experience with this.
Yeah.
And that's me, but like a third of that.
What a far cry we are from our 100th episode, Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
To Back to the Future Part 2.
That was episode 100?
Yeah.
100, baby.
Who else? That episode wasn't just me and you, right? Like,
No.
there was someone else was there.
No, because when you saw the other set of footprints, that was when he carried you.
No, that way we brought on noted Jewish friend of ours, Adam Canford.
Oh, that's right.
Christ. And he just said, this is a snuff film
Yeah.
for 2 hours. We're like, yeah,
That's
totally
right.
is.
I didn't know tokenism happened in podcasting too.
It sure does. It sure does.
It does on this one, baby. So Mel Gibson still doing stuff, or
What's he been up to lately?
Here's my old version of me that I've asked to join.
Oh, man. So this is our 200th episode as voted on by you, the listeners, by the listening audience.
you fucking nerds?
And if you didn't put it together, I mean, I think the Patreon members figured out exactly who's who when it comes to who put these movies forward.
Yeah.
So, Nathan, this is your pick.
It is.
Yeah, good pick, JT.
Yeah. No, if it was up to JT, we'd be watching the Guyver movies every week.
And Back to the Future Part 2. So, Nathan,
Yeah.
I think I can guess why this one in particular, but why this one and not say the first one, you know?
So, yeah, because I my bona fides for
This movie ends with a trailer.
It sure
does.
does. The first
You're
time
right.
we've ever done that on this show.
I fully forgot about that, which I don't remember if that. I think that did happen in the theaters, right? Or did they add the trailer for home video releases?
I'm pretty sure it was in the theatrical release, but it said to be continued instead of to be concluded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and to be was involved.
Well, because I know the first one on the home release, they added the to be continued, because that's how Michael J. Fox found out he was doing a sequel.
That's what it was. Yes.
I can't imagine how else you would what's the ending here?
Right.
Is it just it fades to black with Doc fainting in the street? Like what a weird decision.
Oh, I mean, so that is why I picked this movie. Well, there's a couple of reasons. One is the first movie definitely qualifies for the show, but I wanted to go with a sort of two motif because of the 200th episode. And secondly, watching this as a kid was even more so than the first one. The first time that I had a reaction of, you can end a movie like that? Like, it was this in Back to the Future, or not Back to the Future, this in The Empire Strikes Back. The other Baby Got Back of 80s trilogies. No, the seeing the ending of this movie blew my tiny little mind.
It's like, you can do that?
Right. I was, and for some reason, we'll talk about this later. For some reason, my 7-year-old brain thought that Doc died into this movie. Like,
I mean, to be fair, if you don't stay for the trailer, he could be
dead. He could be dead, and Marty could be trapped forever. I have a very treasured memory of watching this movie as a child. There was a marathon of all three movies, and halfway through the second one, while commercials are playing, turning to my dad and saying, what the hell is going on? Not in those words, but like I had a hard time following it. And my dad,
hey, yo, Pops, what the fuck is happening, bro?
So before it happens in the movie, my dad drawing me the diagram that Doc draws in the film.
Oh boy.
And like laying out the timeline of Back to the Future 2. And I was like,
that's so precious though. Like, that's so adorable.
My dad's cute as hell.
But your dad is passing it off as his own knowledge.
Yeah.
And just like, he didn't tell you he copied it from the movie. He was like, well, son, smart people realize.
My dad turned to me and he says, "Great Scott, Nathan, here you go."
You know what my dad said when I asked the same question?
What?
That was it, right there.
Damn. That was when you looked at the photo and your dad was disappearing.
He disappeared. And then the newspaper article, instead of saying honored, it switched to murder.
Right. Oh no.
God damn it.
It doesn't matter. So I did find a Reddit thread that, people were asking.
Nathan stole my joke. I'm not even mad about it. You're learning, sir.
Yes, sir. 200, baby.
I feel like Tommy Lee Jones and Men in Black right now, just like haven't been training a partner.
I did find a Reddit thread that asked, did the theatrical release of part 2 have the teaser scenes for part 3 at the end of it?
Yeah.
And everyone in here is corroborating that it did.
Oh.
Okay.
I think they just added the to be continued / concluded.
Did they back to back it? Did they Lord of the Rings this bitch?
They did.
I think that was the case, right? Yeah, they filmed them both at the same time.
They shot it all together because it was while Michael J. Fox had a break from Family Ties. They were able to plan everything out, get all the actors together, and it ended up being cheaper in the long run to shoot them both at the same time.
At the same damn time.
These released within months of each other,
Mhm.
like the Matrix sequels did.
Yeah, my understanding was the script was so big that they had part 3 in the script for part 2.
Uh-huh.
When the Western Union guy shows up, that's where the third act of the original script for part 2 starts.
Uh-huh.
And, if the sources are to be believed, Steven Spielberg was the one that said, I think this is too much for one movie.
Yeah.
You've already gone to the future, back to the present, back to the past again. If you're going to do that, make it a whole separate movie. And that's
Sure.
where they turned it into this sort of Western.
I'd say, this movie already has 2 or 3 third acts.
Oh, yes.
It's got a lot of acts. A lot of acts, baby.
Because when we go to the alternate 85, I'm like, okay, this is the third act.
Nope.
And then we go back to 1955, I'm like, no, this is the third act.
Yeah.
I forgot how much time traveled just casually. 'Cause in that
Yes.
first movie,
Oh, we're all over the place.
in that first movie, it is pivotal to the plot. The
Yeah.
exciting incident is the time travel. And in this one, it's whatever. We're just going to go back for a little bit, grab a hot dog.
No, willy-nilly with it.
That was the thing that struck me on this rewatch. So I rewatched all 3 of them this week.
Mm.
And that first movie is perfectly constructed.
Yes.
I still think it's fantastic. This one might be my least favorite of the 3.
I
Wow.
wholeheartedly agree.
I still really enjoy this movie, but I do think that it's too much movie.
It's so much movie.
And in fact, I think the future stuff is kind of the weakest part of it. It's the part
Agreed.
of the movie that's the most cartoony.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's just swinging for the fences, and it does suffer from that thing where the first movie, I don't want to say the first movie is punk rock or whatever, but the first movie does have that kind of energy.
It's got a
of
Joy Division quality.
it's like proto-punk, exactly. Yeah. U2's first album. No, it's got that thing where the whole conceit of the first movie is there's no such thing as the good old days. Every generation talks about the generation before being better than the one that came before it, and that's bullshit. And that's kind of this kind of speaking truth to power kind of vibe that first movie has that's wrapped up in this sugary confection.
I don't know, Nathan. I think there's certainly a time period where America was great, and I'm trying to get back there.
I know. If I
had to
look, we're getting close.
If I had to come up with a catchphrase for it,
Stop it. You stop it right now.
Well, it's the time before the Department of Education. The Jesus Christ, I can't even joke about it.
Strickland is not happy with that joke.
He sure isn't. Strickland, who I was just oh, this was just the thing you did at this time, right? Because he's basically the same character in Masters of the Universe.
Wait, you're talking about the principal, right?
Yeah.
Why does that man just look like a penis? He does.
That's what most principals look like in my mind.
That's true. You're right. But the second one is let's just go bigger than the last one, right? This is every joke that you like in the first one is doubled and louder.
Yep.
And I still have a lot of fun with this one, but I do feel like it's missing a certain amount of heart that the first one has in spades, and that I think the third one has.
but okay.
Yeah?
You say it's missing heart, but which part would you have Kevin Hart play?
Oh God.
Future Goldie.
Got it.
when he's selling the hover parts.
Can I have a little bit of vulnerability with you guys
Yeah.
here in this 200th episode of ours?
Sure.
Um,
You've never seen this movie before.
what if that was the case?
Show us on the doll where.
I've seen all 3 of these movies. I've definitely seen the third one the least, and this one the second amount of least.
Okay.
But I don't have
Weird way to phrase that.
the affinity for this franchise like a lot of people our age do.
Wow. Okay.
And I've narrowed down exactly why that is.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you guys probably had a similar experience where if you didn't see movies as a kid, it's because you didn't own them on VHS.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? So my household did not have the Back to the Future movies. We did not have the Ghostbusters movies. So I didn't see those until way later.
Gotcha.
And by that point, it already permeated the culture so much that I knew these movies before even having seen them.
Okay.
And so like when I finally got around to seeing them, I was like, I like these a lot.
Oh, these are good.
Yeah, these are I get why everyone loves these.
Yeah.
But I don't have that obsessive like compulsion to them like a lot of other people do.
This is like when Blade Runner 2049 came out and you're like, yeah, man, I loved it. I got to check out that first one.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
And I still like 2049 more.
Oh, look, I do too. But I grew up with Blade Runner as a fact of life.
Sure.
But I mean, that's me with Goonies. Like, I will never understand. I appreciate that people love Goonies, but it does nothing for me. I was a Monster Squad kid.
Hell yeah.
See, I saw Goonies as a child and still didn't fuck with it.
There you go. I mean, that happens. I mean,
there's just some of those that you just,
these were just on TV all the time.
True.
So that's where I got used to, okay, Back to the Future's on, so that's the next 3 hours of my day because it's on TNT on a Saturday.
Well, my problem with watching it this time and obviously taking notes for and everything is I found myself the whole time, and I'm sure this is not a unique experience, but just going, I'd just so much rather be watching that first movie than this one because this one is so complicated.
Yeah.
There's so much going on.
The script is so elegant in that first one.
Yeah.
I will say they keep this shit under for how much movie it is, this shit is under 2 hours.
Yeah.
Which is bonkers.
Right.
Look, you can do a time travel movie under 2 hours, Christopher Nolan.
I feel like everything is so fast. There's no time for anything to breathe. We got to move on to the next set piece, the next joke or whatever.
Yes.
And like you're right that first movie, there is an elegance to that screenplay. Whereas this one, you could feel they were like, much like we talked about with Secret of the Ooze, we got to get something out there now.
Yeah.
So we got to rush this thing. Let's just bypass all the...
Well, and what's wild is this wasn't really rushed because Roger Rabbit was between the first and this one.
It was.
And you can tell because he is showing off every trick he learned in Roger Rabbit.
He
There's
sure
so
is.
many wild composite shots, some weird, some really great green screen stuff. And look, we've never talked about Zemeckis really on this, but like, I don't know that anybody was doing this kind of film at this level at that time. Like there is that unimpeachable run from Romancing the Stone up until like Forrest Gump, where like everything he put out, I fuck with so heavy. This Death Becomes Her, Roger Rabbit is like truly a top 10 movie for me.
Oh my God. One of the most terrifying third act villain reveals of all time.
Yes, 1000%.
Holy shit.
Also with Christopher Lloyd as well.
And we'll talk about how Biff is the scariest character in any movie in a little bit. But
no, you're right that like this, it was him and Spielberg were running the gamut on how to make this like nostalgia for a time.
Populist.
Yeah, that doesn't exist. Populist filmmaking.
Yeah.
And so much so that people think that Spielberg directed this movie.
I know. Yeah.
Like those crossovers. And George Lucas, you could probably throw in there too a little bit. Like just the mix mash of like.
Did you guys see Roger Rabbit? I didn't work on it, but it's pretty good. It's my George Lucas impression.
I was doing Howard the Duck at the same time. But it was just like, we had Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Well, I think Indiana Jones should meet aliens.
We had Indiana Jones, we had Star Wars, we had Back to the Future, we had E.T., the Goonies, we had all of this, populist filmmaking that was all reflective of a time that we end up going to in this movie.
Yeah.
That, spoiler alert, sucked.
Yeah.
That time fucking sucked.
It
the
sure
50s
did.
were terrible.
And you know what? Another great attachment I have to this is that there was like a Fathom Events like anniversary screening of this movie. They played it in 2015 on the date that the movie takes place. And so like all of my friends got together. We watched the first one. My buddy Mike brought his DeLorean to the movie theater. Like it was like a celebration. And so I always have rose-colored glasses for this movie because of that too. It's just such a good memory.
There's also like, I feel like the entire like culture
Yeah.
is split into two types of people, and it's what movie they associate Mr. Sandman with.
Oh, sure. Halloween 2.
Yeah.
It's this or it's Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a Halloween baby in that regard.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
No, it's this movie. It is a lot of fun, and in fact, I watched the At the Movies clip for it. It's not worth playing here, but
Okay.
I kind of agree with Ebert where I'm like, it's not as good as the first movie, but it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like it is definitely a fun movie, but it is not doing anything nearly as inventive or interesting as that first movie is.
Well, and what's fun is because sequels have this bad habit of, like I said earlier, repeating everything that worked in the first one and like dialing it up. But when Zemeckis does it here, he makes sure to draw attention to it in a really interesting way. Like there's a great shot in the first movie when Biff, towers over Marty in the diner. And this time when he does it, like he throws a little twist in it each time, right? Like Griff activates some kind of weird cybernetic implant that makes him grow taller.
Yeah.
He finds ways to keep it fresh. It's not fair to do what I did this week and watch 1 and 2 like night to night.
Mhm.
Like it's always going to pale in comparison. But in a vacuum, this is an extremely entertaining movie. Michael J. Fox is one of the most like charming leading men I think we've ever had.
Mhm.
And Christopher Lloyd is just the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like he was unimpeachable, especially at this time.
No, I fully agree. I think if I had to like take a scalpel to this movie,
Yeah.
I would just cut out the cold open because we're just repeating the end of the first movie,
Yeah.
but also just showing you, hey, now it's
With a
Elizabeth
different
Shue.
actress.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're doing the Evil Dead 2 routine where
Yeah.
we're like, well, we got to show how this Linda got to the cabin.
But I would cut out that future bit
Yeah.
or just start with it.
Sure.
Because like ultimately you are just repeating the first movie, like visually hitting the same beats almost.
Yeah.
That's kind of the weakest part. And the only reason they do it is so he can show off all the stuff he learned in the Roger Rabbit, and also because they're beholden to the end of that first movie.
Yeah.
We're like, we got to go to the future. Now it's your kids.
That's what's so funny to me is that they talk about that in interviews. Bob Gale especially is like, yeah, we were kind of saddled with Jennifer because
Yep.
we set up this cliffhanger ending not thinking we were going to do a sequel, and now we have to follow through on it. And I was like, do you know how many sequels how many filmmakers would have started the next movie with them being like, well, Doc, I'm glad we're back from the future and
Yep.
now we can do a different adventure. Like,
Or stay in the future.
sure.
You know what I mean? Like, stay in the future and deal with whatever. Make it a more, because the problem, I mean, we're already talking about the movie itself, but the problem with the
Yeah.
whole, we got to help your kids out is like, that's something that you don't need to go to the future to solve.
Right.
Their kids fucking suck.
His
Oh my
kids do
God.
fucking suck. But
It's so funny watching them back to back because the first movie, Doc is literally like, I do not care if I get shot in the face by Libyan terrorists. I cannot change the future.
yeah.
And then within 10 minutes, he's like, Marty, we gotta go save your kids. And like the whole second movie is let's change the future to your benefit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the third movie is I'm gonna let this woman that I love die because I can't change the future. Like, it's so wild.
Do we talk about the Crispin Glover of it all now, or do we wait until we get into the movie itself?
We should talk about it. Yeah, because it literally, I mean, this is a movie that changed the business.
Yeah.
It sure did, and for the better. I
Yeah,
will
oh,
say that.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Crispin Glover gets like he has this reputation of like, oh, he's a crazy person, he's difficult to work with, blah blah blah.
Sure.
No, the man just knew he had his artistic integrity intact from day one.
Well, I mean, both can be true.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's like,
You're
let's not
absolutely
rule
right.
out.
He can do spit kickies on Letterman and also be a person with some good moral integrity. But
He sure
like,
can.
I do think it's funny that like the whole reason he said he didn't want to come back for this one is because he didn't like the ending of the first one, where the happy ending is, oh, now they're just rich.
Yeah.
This is capitalist. If you want to be happy, you just have money.
Right.
And then they prove him right by doing the same thing with this movie, where the whole point is Marty wants to get rich with this almanac, and then someone else does it and gets rich instead. Like
Right.
it just proved his point in real time. And then, yeah, if you're not aware, the reason Crispin Glover's not in this movie is because of that. However, if you watch the movie, you will see footage of him and someone that looks like him,
Yep.
but it is not him. And he sued Universal. He also has come out and said His problem was with Bob Gale, not with Robert Zemeckis.
Oh yeah, he's like, I love Robert Zemeckis. Bob Gale can die in a hole.
Yeah,
essentially.
and he got his money's worth, and that kind of started this idea of like, if you're going to use someone's likeness in a movie, you have to pay them for it, whether it's them or not. It also, Ellen Page, or Elliot Page, I should say, dealt with the same thing with The Last of Us.
Yeah, and what was that? Beyond Human, the Detroit that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting because his whole point was, when you see George McFly in this movie, there's archival footage from the first film, there's photos of him, and then there is an actor, Jeffrey Wiseman, who you see from a distance, blurred out, or in one sequence hanging upside down. And he's like, the whole point here is you're trying to like essentially suggest that there's not been an actor change. You're trying to obfuscate the change.
Right.
And I did read that like the sequence of him hanging upside down was written by Bob Gale when they were sure that they were still going to work out Crispin Glover's contract.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote it as like a fuck you to Crispin Glover, because he's like, wouldn't it be funny if we hung him upside down for like 4 days of filming? Like, that's so shitty.
And then now this new actor has to endure that too.
Right.
We'll talk about that when we get there. But the last thing I want to do before I get into the info dump is we haven't heard from JT. Jason, what's your experience like with the Back to the Future franchise?
Well, I was thinking about it, and like when I was younger, I think I'm with you, Dustin. When I was younger, I don't remember watching them as much because they weren't as accessible. Again, renting them.
Is there a witch in the studio? What was that?
What the fuck was that?
Did you hear that?
You all heard that, right?
Yeah.
Did y'all hear something in the background or something?
I heard like a witch cackle or something like that.
No, hold on.
No. Don't fucking say no. We heard it.
No. Well, no,
I'm leaving this in. Don't worry.
Are you listening to the Dune score on 3 times speed? What the fuck?
No, my roommates are in the living room, but I have my headphones on and I couldn't hear them.
Oh, okay. No, I'm leaving it in because it sounded great.
Okay.
Lisa and Al Jati.
They are fucking bopping.
I will send an angry text message right now.
That's fine.
Holy shit.
But to get back to the future.
God
Hey,
damn it.
This fucking guy.
I don't know. I think I'm the young. I don't know how old Mally is, but I think I'm the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I think I'm the oldest one here, aren't I?
It's either you or Nathan, buddy. You two are the fucking grips of the podcast. You're old Griff.
Ah, fuck.
I've been day drinking, so I feel like I'm gonna live forever.
There you go.
But it's the same with the Ninja Turtle movies, where like I guess they're nostalgic, but did I grow up as a Ninja Turtle kid? Like, and no, but I can go back and look at them and like, man, this rings nostalgia somehow.
Man, I knew I didn't like you.
Well, that's why you're not on Secret of the Dudes right there.
I was about to say you could still pay $1 a month and get in on the action.
Yeah, it's like JT's just gonna speed run the TMNT franchise.
I love that. I love that idea.
So I'm glad you're in the same boat as me. As like, there's just certain movies that if you didn't grow up with on VHS specifically, I feel like VHS era specifically, you just didn't have them permeate your personality like a lot of people that did at the time did.
Well, as Nathan said, like I grew up watching these on cable. Like
Yeah.
y'all didn't have TV, or
I definitely had TV, but in that age, I was watching, Cartoon Network and shit. I wasn't flipping over that much to like TNT or ABC or whatever.
HBO Real Sex.
Or yeah, I was watching scrambled channels. You know what I mean? But let's talk about it if you need a refresher about Back to the Future Part 2.
The Deuce.
don't call it that. Scrambled Channels is also me and Nathan's porn review spinoff contest.
Oh my god!
I thought you were gonna say it was our like avant-garde noise jazz band.
It's also that.
It's also that.
We score our own spinoff show.
Yeah.
So the year is 1989. As we mentioned, the director is Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah.
The film stars Michael J. Fox.
Scrambled Channels ain't bad, actually. I'm writing that down.
Christopher Lloyd, Leah Thompson, and Thomas F. Wilson. The budget was $40 million. It grossed $332 million worldwide.
Wow.
Has a 63% on Rotten Tomatoes and was nominated for Best Visual Effects at the Academy Awards. And it lost to, does anyone want to take a guess?
Oh, what is this? 80, 85, 86?
Twins.
89.
Oh.
So it would have been the 90s Oscars.
Oh gosh. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
No, it's another big VFX movie from another big director though.
Batman?
No.
Damn, that was my guess.
You're kind of getting closer.
Oh, Ghostbusters 2?
Mm-mm.
I'm just going through 89 movies.
It was Jimmy Cameron's The Abyss.
Oh, wow.
Won Best Visual Effects at the Academy Awards.
Yeah, a movie that everyone hated when it came out, but is kind of a low-key masterpiece.
It kind of fucks.
Yeah.
It kind of fucks. It also won the same award, Best Visual Effects, at the BAFTAs.
Oh. BAFTA the future, am I right?
God damn it.
Uh-huh. You sure are.
God damn it.
All right, good night, everybody. Rest in peace, oatmeal. And Old Biff.
Oh man, I get the Biff, Griff. I get them all mixed up in this movie because there's so Thomas F. Wilson has to play like 5 different characters,
Hell
and he
yeah.
makes them all unique. It's crazy.
He's so fucking good in this movie.
Yes.
And his performance in the third one is nuts.
Yes,
Like,
it
it's so
is.
good.
It's beautiful.
I love him.
All right, well, let's go and see what the official theatrical trailer for Back to the Future Part 2 looks like. The one from the 80s. We're gonna watch it.
Hell yeah.
Do you remember
Nope.
the future?
Fun fact, a semi full of oranges spilled all over the road in front of Universal this morning.
Oh,
Did someone get shot?
I told my wife, I was like, if we're going by mafia movie rules, Universal's going to have a bad day.
Where? Back to the future.
But they never went to the future in the first movie.
Yeah, he was trying to get back to the future because he was stuck in the 50s.
But wouldn't that be back to the present?
No, because it's the future when he's in the 50s.
That's fair. That's fair.
You're doing the Mulaney bit without even realizing it.
yeah.
No, it's called Back to the Future.
What happened to your son?
He's a complete wimp.
Don't talk to anyone. You've been looking.
The one time it doesn't work.
Touch anything.
I need to borrow your hoverboard.
Hoverboard. It's so nuts how beat for beat the first third of this movie is the first movie. Like down to the chase scene, the scene of him waking up.
Through time.
Hey, Doc, I'm all for that. What's wrong with making a few bucks on the side?
Now, the time continuum has
I miss voiceovers in trailers.
Man, me too.
Like that one guy.
I'll add him for you.
That'll be a fun Patreon thing.
Audiobook first, Nathan.
worse, but they'll all be back. Eat less slackers.
He looks like the Koopas from the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah.
You're so...
Yeah, that's a weird scene, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, Mom, your tits are stupendous.
You got some rockin' tits, Mom.
Michael J. Fox
More like a couple of teenagers, you know?
and Michael J. Fox.
Mom, is that you?
That shot.
Wow, they did the Eddie Murphy and Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
That shot is crazy.
Back to the Future 2, The Clumps.
Coming November 22nd to
Back in time.
I didn't even realize they were playing Back in Time.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
even realize it. It's about time. That's a pretty good tagline.
It's good.
Not bad.
Like that.
It's better than this time. It's really, really, really personal.
I don't know. I like that one a lot.
That's a good joke, though.
And so the movie starts, and it really just starts. I
Sure
love
does.
that. Like there's the Universal logo. There's no fanfare, and then we
Love
just.
when a movie starts.
Hell yeah.
I get a little sad when they end sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, you'll never be sad about Don't Worry, Darling. So it's
Hey-o.
fair. And so it is funny because like the movie starts, and Leah Thompson comes out now playing Jennifer, and I do
no,
like
it's
that.
Elizabeth Shue.
Oh,
Yeah, what?
I'm sorry. You're right. Elizabeth Shue.
That would be a fucking casting choice.
That would be amazing if she's like, I'm also your girlfriend now.
We're doing double duty here.
It would explain some of the plot lines in all these movies.
Yeah, he's like, I finally got what I wanted.
My mother?
I finally get why I'm attracted to my mom now.
Oh, you're going to play the movie in the background?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I will not be paying attention.
Yeah. DC, JT, talk amongst yourselves.
Are you not paying attention to the movie or the podcast?
Shut the fuck up, JT.
Okay, sorry, the movie's on.
I do like that his first line to Jennifer is, "Aren't you a sight for sore eyes?" I'm like, yeah, because she's been recast. That's
Yeah.
why.
You look just like my favorite actress of all time, Elizabeth Shue.
It's me. I'm here. Deal with it.
So it's just a rehash of the end of the first movie where Doc shows up. He says, we got to go to the future. It's your kids. We got to deal with them.
Yep.
And so the three of them hop in the car. Is Einstein with them at that time? Right.
No, Einstein is in a cryogenic kennel.
Right.
that
That's
tells
right.
us.
That's right. But they take off into the sky this time. They fly off.
Yeah.
And Biff sees this and says, what the hell is going on here? And I'm like,
and the music, Alan Silvestri's score tells us, if Biff starts asking questions, we are fucked as a species.
Yeah.
Dude, that score starts hitting immediately.
It's so good.
But like, I think Biff has got the right mind here, because I think I'd shit my pants if I saw 3 people get into a DeLorean that then floated into the air.
A flying DeLorean.
And then fucking disappeared across the sky. I think
Yeah.
I might have my old man heart attack right there.
Wait, am I the only one who would like, let's be honest, like I want Marty's truck more than I want the DeLorean.
Oh, I don't know, man. That DeLorean's fucking bad.
I don't know. I just know that I'd be like kicking my little feet trying to get up into that truck.
Plus, you never had to buy gas because this DeLorean runs on fucking garbage.
Yeah.
So
do I.
yeah, I want to talk about one thing real quick, because I feel like it has to be addressed, because this was the first time I had seen this movie since the Rick and Morty of it all had like become so huge.
Sure.
And so it was hard not to think about that during this time, because like when Doc is pouring the empty Miller Lite can into the DeLorean, I just kept imagining burps and shit like that.
This is the time that I need to be vulnerable and say, I worked at Hot Topic for 5 years.
I'm sorry.
So I hate Rick and Morty.
I get it.
So fucking much.
I
because
get it.
The fans are the worst kind of people.
They're the worst. I fully agree. As someone who
Everyone's got a Rick impression. It's so cool.
As someone who enjoyed the show for what it was worth at its time,
Yeah.
I fully got that the fans were fucking obnoxious.
Yeah. And I say that as someone who watches Doctor Who. Like, I get any fan culture is the worst thing.
Well, it's just like, it's hard when it's based on such a beloved property like
Sure.
Back to the Future to then like have such disdain for something that is inspired by it, or straight up ripping it off, basically.
Absolutely.
And then, I had completely forgot about this watching these opening credits, that the man himself shot this movie, Dean Cundy.
Yeah.
And my eyes lit up.
Oh, it looks so good.
I was like, I'm in for a good time.
And honestly, like, this flying freeway looks better. And again, this is apples to oranges, but it's 10 years later. This looks better than anything in the Star Wars prequels.
You might be right.
Like, I would take this over Coruscant any day.
You might be right.
I am.
And then, they say they got to go to the future. When they end up they go there and they say, 2015. And I was like, how I long for that year.
I miss it.
The last potentially good year ever,
Yeah.
2015.
We love our flying cars, don't we, folks?
What were you doing in 2015, DC?
What was I doing in 2015? Well, I was about to become a dad.
Uh-huh.
And we were only a year away from starting this show.
Wow,
So that's what I
yeah.
was doing in 2015.
Yeah, that was the good old days before Silver Linings Playlist.
It was also, 1 year before everything went downhill immediately.
Yeah.
True.
Where we got our own Biff.
We got our own Biff.
Which is, it's hard to not talk about, because if you don't know, yes, Biff in the alternate 1985 is literally based on Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He just is.
Yeah.
Bob Gale has come out and admitted, we thought of the grossest person we could think of, and he was it, and that's why Biff is how he is.
We thought of the grossest person we could think of, but also, like, one, the kind of guy that we'd never want to have any kind of political power, and two, it's too ridiculous to think that this guy would become president. Like, I've read interviews with him where he's like, we stopped at him basically being in charge of Hill Valley.
Yeah.
Because that's as far as, like, a guy like that could ever go, right?
Mhm. If only they had a little bit more imagination. What does Tom Hardy say in Inception?
Right.
Don't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling.
There you go.
And we used to just make fun of that guy, right?
Yeah.
Like, I saw Mickey 17 yesterday, and Mark Ruffalo is doing one of the greatest Donald Trump impressions I've ever seen in a film.
Oh boy.
Even Bong Joon-ho is like, oh, no, it's not quite Donald Trump. He's based on a lot of different people. I was like, you made a Trump movie. Let's call it what it is.
I love Doc Brown's fucking future fit.
Oh my God,
yeah.
he's halfway to April O'Neil. I
Yeah,
fucking love
and the
it.
see-through tie is like one of my favorite things in the world.
It's awesome.
I had forgotten that later on when they do the Skype call that they're wearing 2 ties.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the double ties. It's so good.
That's pretty good.
Does this era look like the ending of The One? Jet Li's The One.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Everyone's wearing the same clothes.
I wrote that down. I was like, everyone's dressed like they're in the Chinese universe.
But I do like the sign when they get to future Hill Valley. It says a nice place to live.
Yeah.
Like could not be any more generic.
We also like another thing this movie predicted is that Doc Brown is talking about his rejuvenation. I love the gag of him peeling it off. He looks not that much different.
Yep.
But he says, I replaced the hair, changed out the blood, which we have that billionaire who's like, give me my son's blood.
Yep.
He's got a blood boy, yeah. Much like Fury Road.
A blood boy.
He just silences the lambs in the middle of this fucking alley.
I do love that, like, they clearly so don't want Jennifer involved in this story that
I
Doc Brown just
know.
immediately knocks around. And you know what's funny is she takes the fact that they traveled to the future 30 years pretty well. She goes,
She's excited about it.
oh, it's the future? Yeah. And then they're like, let's just leave her in the garbage.
Yeah.
She's asking too many questions. I'm like, just like a woman. Am I right?
She,
Yapping away.
Doc knocks her out, puts her in the garbage, and then gives Marty a pair of Yeezys and a jacket that looks like his vest from the first movie.
It is so funny that he's like, she goes, oh, we're in the future. Doc Brown knocks her out. He's like, I just fucking yapping. Shut the fuck up.
I never understood women.
And, I mean, the VFX, for the most part, in a lot of these shots do hold up. Like when it
Yes.
shows the DeLorean descending down into the alleyway and then they step out of it, it looks really good. I mean, the hoverboard shit looks terrible, but
Oh, I see. I think there's only a couple of shots in this movie that have that sort of weird green screen halo,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
Ed 209 or something like that. Like
yeah.
I think by and large the effects in this look great. There's a shot coming up later on where the two Biffs are talking to each other, and you see Zemeckis showing off because both of their reflections are in the hood of the car. And it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this movie looks so fucking good.
When they're in the garage
Yeah.
at Biff's house?
Yes.
Yes, that scene fucking rules.
It's great.
It's most of the stuff here in the future, though, because like when they show, like, I just realized there's like giant CDs behind her. And everything.
Yeah. Oh, the future, all trash will be CDs.
When they showed the wide shot of future Hill Valley and the town square, you can see the cars coming and going in the background. That
Yeah.
stuff still doesn't hold up very well. Like it's starting to show its age a little bit.
It's also shot, but what I love is it's shot like the scene where Marty walks into 1955 Hill Valley for
Yeah.
the first time. It's the same kind of crane movement, the same and the same kind of beats. He almost gets hit by a car. And he
Yep.
sees like
By
a-
Cybertruck.
right. Oh yeah, there's a car from Blade Runner in the background of this opening scene that made me really happy.
So funny. And then yeah, they land there. They're like, oh, it's raining. He goes, and Doc goes, oh, it'll stop raining in 5 seconds. I don't know about you guys. I would be terrified if the rain stopped that suddenly.
Yeah.
And like the sun just and then it shows a wide shot of the clouds and like the clouds are running away. I'm like, I don't know what's going on in this future with climate change, but it's terrifying.
Weather, baby. I love that the street writing just says no landing.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just a good little like world building thing instead of like no parking.
Oh, this movie's so full of that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the signage in the background's great. All the little asides, like Doc is like, go to the Cafe 80s, order a Pepsi. Here's a 50.
Yeah.
Like, it's so expensive.
God, I mean, it's funny that like whenever anyone, especially in the 80s, was trying to predict where the future was going to go and what it would look like,
Yeah.
it was always just like ridiculous fashion. That was the peak.
And that's why Zemeckis, that's why they picked 2015. They were like, we know it's not going to be right.
I don't know, man. Have you walked down a street lately?
Right.
That's true.
I mean, Marty is dressed like a SoundCloud rapper now.
Yeah. Like,
But he's like we picked 2015 because we knew it wasn't going to be accurate, and we could just kind of have fun with that idea of what the past thought the future would be.
yeah, they just do whatever basically.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest mistake they make is that the Jaws franchise would still be going.
That
I
is
know.
true.
Everything else relatively spot on.
Mm-hmm.
The postal service still sucks.
We've never gotten Jaws 5. That's kind of nuts, right?
I know, right?
I do like this antique shop window too that
Yeah.
Marty's looking in. There's a Roger Rabbit stuffed animal,
Oh,
which is
hell yeah.
crazy because
I want that old that old case of Perrier.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
There you go.
Right, it is weird that Roger Rabbit never got capitalized on in terms of like merchandise.
I
though.
know.
You know what I mean? Like,
Still waiting on fucking Who Framed Roger Rabbit 2 as well.
mm.
The Toon Platoon.
I don't know if we want that after Robert Zemeckis and his going back to franchises anymore. You know what I mean?
Fair point.
Well, yeah, I would love for 1992 Robert Zemeckis to
There
have
you
made that
go.
movie, not
There
so
you go.
much 2025.
Yeah.
Can I also tell you, I've come across the other day while I was watching, YouTube videos about this movie.
Uh-huh.
I did come across the infamous, like, fake, quote unquote, official trailer. And you'll never guess the most inspired choice for who would be playing Marty McFly in Back to the Future Part 4.
Oh,
Timothy
God.
Chalamet.
Take a wild guess who would be playing him in today's acting.
I think Mally's right. It's Timmy Champs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It was Tom Holland, which isn't that far off.
Damn it, that was going to be my other guess.
Doc Brown was crazy. It was Jamie Foxx,
Okay.
which is like not even close to the personality type that you're looking for.
Okay, wait, no, hang on.
They're cooking. They're cooking with this.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm saying it's just so far off from what we know of Doc Brown. And so we didn't even set this up. The whole reason they have to go to the future is because Doc says Marty's son in the future will get involved in a crime that sends him to jail
Yeah.
for 20 years and then his sister to jail for trying to help them.
Right.
And they say they found them both guilty within 2 hours. And Doc Brown says the most chilling line of the movie to me,
Oh, yeah.
where he says, the justice system works swiftly now that they've abolished all lawyers. And I'm like, the future is now, boys. I don't know
Right.
what to tell you.
Also, what is their actual plan here?
The plan is Marty goes in pretending to be Marty Jr. And when Biff's grandson comes in asking him, are you in or out on this job? He's supposed to say, I'm out.
Yeah.
And my question is Marty Jr. simple or is he on drugs?
Yes.
Well, he wears his pants inside out, which I feel like is a telltale sign.
Oh, yeah. All kids wear their pants inside out.
But it's also funny because they say his son gets arrested. It is front page of the newspaper,
I
which I
know.
thought was funny.
Yeah. That cracked me up so bad when the bad guy when Griff's gang like crashes into the museum later. USA Today has a drone there like within 3 seconds.
Uh-huh. I do gotta say, I just put it together that grandson Biff in the future, Griff. I just got that.
Also, baby Elijah Wood here at the cafe.
Oh yeah.
I was about to pause it there because it looked. We were asking that when we were watching it. I was like, "Is that Elijah Wood?"
Yeah.
It sure is.
Look at him.
Yeah, he's a little baby boy.
Oh,
It's also really funny. This movie's full of like, we got to tell people what part 3 is going to be. So Marty plays a Western video game. We see basically a trailer for part 3 at the Biff Museum later.
And then an actual trailer for part 3 at the end of the movie.
I know. Right.
So Doc was supposed to intercept Marty Jr., right?
Yeah.
But it is later revealed that the little device didn't have enough juice because he put old girl to sleep.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
so complicated, man.
That makes sense.
I do think he says Doc will intercept the actual little Marty and then
Little Marty.
I don't know.
There are way too many moving parts in
I
this
know,
movie.
I know.
but-
I know, and I'm just like, okay, so there wasn't enough juice to knock him out for the full hour. Is what he says. And I'm like, okay, so 5 minutes is what it took.
Yeah.
And then you find out Doc was just getting Einstein this whole time. So
Yeah.
it's like, all right, you're forgiven.
I also like that, like in the future, Griff's crew is like, there's a guy that drew on like circuit board parts on his face.
Yeah.
There's David Bowie's female variant that has Wolverine claws.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird.
I think you mean Annie Lennox.
You're right. There you go. There you go.
No, I love punks in 80s movies. Marty Jr. just looks wet.
He does.
And he's supposed to have brown eyes, but it just makes it look like he just has like super dark eyes. Like
He's
looks
got prosthetics on.
Yup.
he looks like the evil Inspector Gadget from the Matthew Broderick movie.
Yeah. And then, future Griff's performance is so great. I
It's
heard a
nuts.
thing that Thomas F. Wilson said. He portrayed him as if he was a cyborg short-circuiting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get it because he is all over the place.
And Doc has a line about that. He's like, his implants are always short circuiting, and there's like a weird vocal effect over some of his lines, but he doesn't even need it because every line is just like McFly.
Uh-huh.
It's so good.
And then our Marty steps in place of his son in the future and tells Griff to fuck off, basically. And it just becomes a repeat scene of the chase in the town square from the 50s of the first movie.
Down to the same beat of stealing the hoverboard from little kids.
Well, speaking of beat, I got a lie of the perfectly timed beat it needle drop that happens twice in this diner.
Oh, I know.
It's really funny. Yeah, the weird Ronald Reagan as the waiter, and then has like the Ayatollah that comes in.
It's Ronald Reagan and Pee Wee Herman as Max Headroom.
Uh-huh.
It's so strange.
And then there's like a Michael Jackson interview on the TV, and it's so bizarre.
Oh, it's Michael Jackson reading the menu. He's like, we have a Caesar salad.
I'd go to this restaurant. I'll just let you guys know.
Yeah, I bet you would.
I sure would. But yeah, there's so much editing going on in this hoverboard scene,
I
and it's
know.
like the shots do not last more than like 12 frames before we're cutting to the next one. It's so
Because we can't have him like sustained floating the whole time because it's so expensive.
And then there's the same beats, like Griff and his crew end up getting trampled and flying into the clock tower building there.
I wish they crashed in a manure museum just to like. But it is lampshaded by that great bit where it cuts to old Biff and he just says, "There's something very familiar about all this."
They're having fun with the screenplay.
Yeah.
No, the hoverboard's great. It's obviously was the envy of so many kids that wanted it so badly. And then the best we got is two wheels that don't even really work that well.
The thing that freaks me out in this sequence is we have Charles Fleischer as the
clock tower guy,
whose other scenes were deleted from this movie, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So we just have this guy who looks like Carl Havoc show up. His mouth barely moves. He looks like a fucking monster.
I wrote the same thing. I'm like, this guy can barely speak. It's like he's in a Ninja Turtles costume. Like he's trying so hard to talk through this makeup.
This guy right here, yeah, he's like, "Oh, we're gonna give me some donations for the clock tower." Like
it's funny because like the bottom lip is all that moves because that's all that can move. Like everything else is sewn in place.
He's terrifying.
And then Doc shows back up. He's like, "What the fuck happened? I went to go get my dog, and then all this happened."
Yeah.
And when Doc does his like little asides, like "Great Scott" and things like that, he does one here.
Holy shit balls!
He says, "What in the name of Sir Isaac Newton happened here?" And I'm like, "I think you mean Sir Isaac Neutron, Doc. I don't know if you've heard our current president recently, but that's how he refers to him."
Did he really say that?
Yeah.
I missed this.
No fucking way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, so much is happening so quickly. I forgive you for missing. But yeah, he said Sir Isaac Neutron, the inventor of gravity.
Holy shit.
You're telling me this now for the first time.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy. Anyway.
Biff Tannen lived a great life.
Jesus Christ.
So Marty buys this almanac where he's just like, yeah, I'm going to fix every sports game for the next 30, 50 years. And Doc shows up and basically says, "Marty, we're not here to meddle with time. We're here to meddle with time."
Yeah.
Like he's like, "You can't do this, but we can do the thing I said we could do to change history."
Can I ask, because there's so many potential candidates for this.
Oh, God.
Is our Marty, the one from the first movie, in this one, is he the biggest scamp?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, bold.
There's so many choices, man.
I don't know.
Is it Marlene? Marlene McFly?
I think it's Leah Thompson, right?
I think Leah Thompson is so much of a scamp in the first movie that it transfers over to this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm with Nathan. That tracks.
All right. I'm down with that idea.
Also, hot take, best performance in the first movie.
Oh,
Leah
yeah.
Thompson. Like, she's so fucking good in that movie.
You might be right.
No, I'll give you that.
She's a little adrift in this one.
I like Crispin Glover a lot in that first one, though.
I do
He's
too. It's nuts.
got such an authentic, like, oh, geez, kind of spirit to him that I can't ignore. So
someday we'll have to do Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
Get your goddamn hands off of her.
Yeah, you keep your hands. It's so good.
Oh, no, it's goddamn hands.
You're right. You know, your goddamn hands.
he becomes a man right then.
Me and my friends went through this phase when I was like 17, 18, where we would go to
Beat up rapists.
Yes. We would go to Hobby Lobby and like buy like cheap t-shirts and iron on letters and just make our own shirts.
Okay.
And yeah, for like we all had one that just said, "Get your goddamn hands off of her."
I love that.
I do like that this almanac. It says it goes from 1950 to 2000, and it's about the thickness of like a Vogue magazine.
Yeah.
Like, it's so thin. And then it's funny because when they go back in the past in 1985, the alternate version is like, oh, he won his first million on this very small town's horse race. And I'm
Right.
like, and that's in this almanac, this thing?
He also waited 3 years for some reason.
Well, he's an idiot. That's why.
But like at the end of this one, it shows that he realizes it's real like that night.
Right.
So it's like, why did you wait 3? I mean, I guess you have to. How old do you have to be to
gamble? Yeah. I don't know.
Old enough to party. If you can party, you can gamble. That's all what I always say.
Yeah, I guess it depends on which state.
He also had to save up money to get his car fixed again after getting hit by the manure truck again.
That's right.
Fair point.
I got the poo on me.
And so they're like, okay, great. We fixed the day. You know, the newspaper changed. It shows young Marty didn't go to jail, whatever.
Yeah.
But the police find Jennifer passed out in the fucking alleyway.
These fucking Party City looking cops.
I know. And they're like, all right, well, we're going to take her home. And then they're like, oh, well, I guess she looks so much like the Jennifer of this time that they're just going to take her to that wherever they live.
Well, it also went by like her fingerprint, I think is what they said. But Doc says one of two things might happen if you meet your other self. You could just pass out, or you could blow up all of reality.
So fuck it, let's risk it. Let's go.
Let's roll them dice.
Man, they get real lucky with that turnout, huh?
So these cops take Jennifer back to this home. I completely forgot, because I've only seen this movie a couple of times, that Michael J. Fox also plays his future daughter.
Plays his entire family, yeah.
Michael J. Fox in full beat looks incredible.
He is serving as Marlene.
He really is.
When she comes down the stairs, it is so funny the way he tilts his head and then his eyes to the camera.
Mom.
Dude, that fucking turn on the spot that Jennifer does right there fucking kills me.
He does his head like a Terminator.
Nathan, I know I bring this up a lot, but anytime someone does just an outrageous turn on the spot, it just makes me think of Prince and Purple Rain.
Absolutely.
He looks right down the barrel of the camera.
Oh, God.
The biggest.
He's really it is such a stellar performance. It might be the unsung physical performance of the movie. It's so good.
Oh, it was like a few years ago when I realized that was Michael J. Fox.
Oh, same.
I did not know. Like, I was well into my 20s.
I didn't realize it until the trailer we just watched.
Marty's Drag Race, start your engines.
Can we back up for just a second real quick, though?
Sure.
So the cops used her thumbprint of this knocked out woman.
Yeah.
And they just threw her in the house.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the first, like, let's do this first.
Yeah.
You know, knocking on the door, seeing if there's any family home. Dark house, drop her in and be like, all right, job's done.
Yeah.
Just wipe their hands and walk out.
That's more than most cops would do.
Yeah, that's right.
The way these two lady cops are dressed, they both had like these long braids and everything, and the way this scene is shot, this feels like this is like the beginning of a porn that's about to start.
It is.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, one of them is basically dressed like Sonya Blade.
Yeah.
I love that the fingerprint doorbell just has the AT&T logo.
Oh,
Yes.
everything has got a logo on it.
It's the little shit like that that's so good.
That's good.
Everything's got a logo on it. The fucking thing on the back of the DeLorean says like Black and Decker or whatever that takes the garbage.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the Mr. Fusion.
Yep.
I love that it's called Mr. Fusion.
It's so good.
Priscilla and I were watching this together, and like, yeah, when Marlene came down the stairs, it took me like 3 seconds to wait, and I went, "Hold on, is that Michael J. Fox?" And she goes, "No," and I'm like, "I think that's Michael J. Fox."
Yeah.
He does disappear in that performance.
No, Michael J. Fox serving pure fish.
Uh-huh.
Like, it is so good.
I hated that sentence.
I genuinely didn't know that until we watched the trailer at the beginning of this episode.
And then yeah, so the parents come over, Leah Thompson and not Crispin Glover,
Right.
and what in the fuck?
Wait, here comes the spin.
It's so funny. Oh my God, it's so good.
What in the fuck is the medical benefit of being hung upside down and floating like that? Like, what could that possibly be helping?
If you have to ask, you can't afford it, Dustin.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
This is some billionaire blood ritual thing that
Right.
only the rich can afford.
This is when Leah Thompson is unfortunately saddled with like all the exposition in the world, and unfortunately her performance is a little lost. Like, it is like it's so ridiculous. The voice she's doing is silly.
Yeah.
And this is also where the movie kind of shoehorns in this new idea that if Marty hears someone call him a chicken, it's like activating the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. So that actually comes up in the 80s diner. But
Yes.
like, the reason that's in here is because they realized
Road car, house coming, one chicken.
Bob Galen Zemeckis realized in the first movie that Michael J. Fox's character had no like Achilles heel.
Sure.
He had no. He's kind of a Mary Sue basically.
Sure.
And so they're like, we'll give him this one little thing that where like you could be like, I bet you're not gonna suck my ding dong, you fucking chicken. And he's like, hold on, drop the pants right here, big boy. Like,
Yeah.
you can get him to do anything if you called this man, because he's like 28 playing a 16-year-old a chicken. Like, you can get him to do anything.
If there was a scene in this movie where Griff said, I bet you're not gonna suck my dick, you chicken.
And then it just cuts to a wide shot and it's like two shadows against a brick wall in an alley.
Oh my God.
That'll show you to call me a chicken again.
As he's wiping his mouth.
It's not gonna suck itself, McFly.
Oh my God.
Cut to the newspaper changing.
Oh, the newspaper changing would be hilarious.
I'm like sweating. I'm laughing so hard.
Oh my god.
The newspaper changes back to his son going back to jail.
And then it says Marty McFly honored. Marty McFly Jr. found dead.
Oh, they go through all that to change the future. And that one act sucking his dick.
No, it just cuts to the newspaper like announcements, and it's like Marty McFly, who recently married his mother.
Oh God.
I'm sorry, boys.
I kind of like the idea of just something that makes no sense given the just bullshit outcomes. Oh God.
God, it's so funny.
And the Cubs win the 2016 World Series.
Marty, I wish we hadn't brought Jennifer for this. What's your gag reflex like?
Oh my god.
Great Scott.
Wait, quick, Marty, don't swallow. Spit it into the Mr. Future.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Anyways.
So rest in peace, oatmeal.
So Leah Thompson gives us all this exposition about an accident that Marty got into at some point in the past where she's like, someone called your dad a chicken. He ran into a Rolls Royce. And she says, truly, she's like, if not for that accident, your father's life would have turned out very different.
Great.
And it's just, it's so janky.
And then we see that almost accident at the end of the third one?
The third one, right.
Yeah.
Well, the third, yeah, which happens because he's challenged to a race by a character named Needles, who's not in the first one, played by Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Uh-huh.
who shows up in this movie. And Elizabeth Shue acts like it's a character we should know.
Right, yeah. She's like, Needles?
I thought it was somebody I forgot from the first movie. Like,
I don't think he's in the first one.
I can't imagine Flea is in Back to the Future.
I'll double check.
But I guess the part I want to talk about the most is this scene is, there's so much happening. It's
Yes.
too busy. There's so much fast dialogue. The fucking robot coming in with the grapes and everything. It's too much.
The dehydrated pizza, it's my least favorite part of the movie, where I feel like everybody, it feels like nothing but trouble, right?
Yes.
How dare you?
It's weird makeup, it's everyone yelling, it's everybody doing weird voices.
Also in the future, I guess metal doesn't conduct heat at all because she pulls this little pan out, this smoking hot pizza.
Oh, I
Nope.
know, it's fine.
There you go. It's fine.
But I do love, like, old George looks like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre character. He looks like Grandpa. Like, he's terrifying.
There's so much happening in this fucking scene. But I do say, when this version of Marty in the future comes home,
Yeah.
he walks to the door, and I gotta say, I want a robot voice that every time I enter the house goes, Lord of the Manor, King of the Castle.
I love that. King of the Castle.
It's fucking awesome.
Marty Jr. goes up to this TV screen and says, art off, which is very funny. And it becomes, and they really like predicted like multi-screen content where
Yeah.
someone's watching a TikTok and like
Subway
gameplay
Surfers.
and like Subway Surfers, right, at the same time.
Hey, that's how I watch Formula One every weekend. You know I got that fucking premium multi-view subscription.
There you go.
And then, yeah, so Marty gets here to the house to rescue Jennifer, but he leaves the DeLorean not only with the door open, but the keys in the ignition.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much happening in this scene. He gets fired because so what happens is he has this meeting with Needles. It's like a Skype call.
Yeah.
Really predicted the future on that one, too.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, do this super not cool thing. We don't really get privy to what it is.
It's probably some kind of blood sugar sex magic.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Have you noticed like it just gives out his details on the bottom of the screen though?
It sure
Yeah.
does.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
It gives him a lower third.
They fucking dox Needles.
But like he does this deal because Needles calls him a chicken. And
Right.
again, this is a terrible character flaw you need to work on, Marty.
Right.
But it's so funny because as soon as look, it even says his food dislike is fish. Did you guys see that?
That's really funny. Yeah.
He drinks scotch, beer. He's an avid basketball fan. And there's AT&T again.
It's a good bit that they call immediately.
I know that's what I was gonna say. Like as soon as he does this deal, his boss calls. He goes, "I was listening in on that phone call.
You're fucking fired.
You're fired, you fucking idiot."
Confirmed. Needles appears for the first time in the second movie. He's not in the first one.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I looked that up and then forgot to tell you.
Okay.
That's why JT's here. He's better at doing this than I am.
So what about the double tie?
Oh, the
Yeah.
double tie is a fucking look, man. Are you kidding me?
It's a statement.
Double tie is a great look.
Okay.
We love a statement piece.
If I got fired over a Skype call while I'm at home, and then I got 3 separate faxes that said you're fired,
Yeah.
as well as my TV screen flashing the words "you're fired,"
Yeah, I'd probably kill myself in front of my family.
I'd kill myself right there in the fucking living room.
Yeah.
I love that faxing still a thing in 2015.
Oh, I know.
Not even just faxing; it's like dot matrix faxing.
Yeah.
It has to like
people were back then. People were convinced like faxing is not going away.
No.
Like there's not ever going to be a better way to get rid of this stuff.
We're going to have faxes. We're going to have beepers. This is the future.
It's crazy because faxing is still around.
Yeah.
Like, there are still places that do faxes.
That's nuts.
It's crazy.
I do love this bit here of old Marty. He's been injured, so he can't play the guitar. That like changed his whole life.
And that little look she gives.
Yeah, it's really nice, but he also tries to play the opening riff of Power of Love,
Yeah.
which is a really good bit, and he just can't do it.
I like this where like quote unquote old version of Elizabeth Shue sees her young version and she crosses her eyes and does a little spin. It's really good.
They faint the same. I'm old.
young.
It's a good little slapstick routine. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
And then while this is all happening, old Biff, who traveled to the future, or I guess he didn't travel to the future, he just kind of stayed there until they showed up.
Yeah. He stole the DeLorean off screen.
He stole the DeLorean, he stole the almanac out of the garbage. He traveled back to the 50s,
Yeah.
gave his 50 version of himself the almanac.
Yes.
We'll find out all about that later, but he then returns to the DeLorean where they found it.
But then wouldn't him doing that, he wouldn't be judged, like based on the rules of this movie, he shouldn't be able to come back to this time.
It's a real trap situation. We got a timeline paradox.
There is a deleted scene. There's that shot of old Biff, like right here. He's like clutching his chest and he seems to be fucking dying in the foreground of the shot.
Oh, he got shot, right?
No. So because he's gone back in time, going by the rules of the first movie, he has deleted his present.
Right.
And so as soon as Marty and Doc leave, it cut back to Biff watching his hand disappearing and his body disappearing. And he plays it as though he is disintegrating one atom at a time. And he's playing like the reality of the situation.
So it's like a looper idea going on.
Yeah, Zemeckis has said it was way too upsetting. Like test audiences were like, we didn't want to watch this old man dying and screaming in agony.
Hey, because of the character he ends up playing a little later on in the movie, put that scene back in and double it. I want to see that happen over and over.
1000%. I also love that there's a bit where Doc is just like, man, I wish I could do a Back to the Future Part 3, but I can't.
Yeah.
Someday I'd love to go to the
Yep.
Old West and meet a
Yep.
lady. Like, it's so funny.
I wrote the same thing down.
Now that we're arriving in what is the alternate 1985, I feel like it's a good time to mention I took a single note for this entire film.
Uh-huh.
Please.
And that note was Billy Zane is in this movie.
Hell
Oh, I
yeah.
missed that.
Playing his character from the first one.
Billy Zane.
Billy Zane's one of Biff's, one of his goons.
Oh, okay. He's one of the gooners.
He's one of the gooners.
I completely forgot.
That's crazy. I didn't even notice.
And I legitimately paused this movie for like 45 seconds to be like, is that Billy fucking Zane?
And what's funny is he hadn't broken out when the first one came out. And then the second one, he came back because he loved making the first one so much.
That's
like he
cool.
was
Really?
yeah. And he's so funny and like he does a lot like he has like one line in between these two movies, but
Yeah.
he's so funny just physically. I gotta say, the weirdest thing about alternate 1985, one, they
Uh-huh.
come back to basically Pottersville from It's a Wonderful Life.
Uh-huh.
And everything's run down. There are now feral dogs and bars on all the windows, blood on the streets.
Yeah, no, they accidentally travel back to Baltimore, Maryland.
They traveled to Detroit from RoboCop.
Yeah.
The way we know that it's now a bad
Yep.
neighborhood
Here we go.
Yeah.
is Marty breaks into his own house and now there's a black family living there.
The
Yeah.
only black people in the movie, maybe?
Aside from Marvin Berry and Goldie.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, boy. But here's the thing. So they go back to this alternate 1985 and they go to what was Jennifer's house.
Yes.
And they just leave her there.
But that's the thing. Marty goes, we're just going to leave her here on the porch. I'm like, all you guys do is leave her place. And she's
Yeah.
like, she passes out and you just throw her in the garbage.
What's really funny is the end of the third movie, Marty goes to pick her up the next morning, and the crew just waited till the sun came up, shot those scenes on the same night.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I may be dumb and never realize this, and I could even be wrong, but when they go to Marty's old house, is this not the same house from Wayne's World?
Is it?
No, it looks so similar to it.
No.
Okay.
I haven't seen Wayne's World in probably 15 years.
That's fine. That's fair. It looks so similar to me.
Hang on.
You gonna look it up?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, he goes back to his house. He breaks in. There is a black family there, and they chase him out. And that's when he realizes the whole neighborhood shit.
It's such a weird moment. Like, I know it's probably it's not intentional. There's no way it's intentional, but it does send a weird message that they're like, well, now it's low income housing. It's very strange.
Well, he says the line, you can tell the realtors that I'm not moving. You can't scare me or something like that.
Right. Yeah. Like he's being forced out.
I was like, it seemed like a choice.
It does.
You know what I mean?
Here's what I'll say. Robert Zemeckis definitely seems like the type that would fawn over the Back to the Future Part 1 timeline. Like, we got to get back to this. I'm not saying he is.
Yeah.
Let me be very clear about that. But after this movie, the first movie, Forrest Gump,
Sure.
all these other movies, I feel like he may have some, whether subconsciously or consciously, have some feelings about that.
Yeah.
Well, it's guilty until proven innocent.
That's how this country operates.
That's how it goes, right?
Does Welcome to Marwin qualify for this show?
Never seen it, still happy.
Fucking crazy. So we meet Strickland in 1985, who is like
He's in a Mad Max movie.
Chewbacca-ing. He's got a bandolier. He's fighting constant drive-by shootings.
Also, they are not the same house.
Okay.
Both are in Marty's house is in Pacoima, California.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne's house is in Van Nuys.
Okay. I mean, every house that's in like the southern LA area, they all kind of have that same design look to them.
Yeah. I mean, when Marty's in his own neighborhood and he's walking between the hedges, I always think it's the neighborhood from Halloween.
Yeah.
Also, so like everything in that area looks the same to me.
Yeah, that's true.
And so yeah, he does run into Strickland. Strickland's like, the school's been closed down for 6 years. I don't know who you are. Michael J. Fox picks up a newspaper and reads it and realizes, they're in a different version of 1985.
Yeah.
Even though there were so many clues beforehand that would have given that away.
Right.
He finds himself outside of Biff's casino,
which has like Blade Runner-esque smokestacks.
I was gonna say.
Like, it looks like Anton Furst's Gotham City. Like,
I was gonna
crazy.
say this does look like if you were on the streets of Blade Runner, the first movie.
Yeah, you expect Rutger Hauer to like come out of an alleyway and snap your neck.
And the way, I mean, knowing what we know now, this looks like they're all just going to a Smash Mouth concert. This looks like, this looks like a super spreader event.
Somebody.
And so he goes up to the front of this casino, and luckily there's like this video that gives us all this exposition about how Biff, made his first million on a horse race, and from there ballooned into real estate and buying like toxic waste companies.
Pleasure paradise.
Look at this photo of his ancestor Buford Mad Dog Tannen, who you will see in next year's film.
They laid on thick, man.
I will say, I was in Vegas last night and this morning, so
that's
watching this whole scene was just making me kind of sick to my stomach.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
I was like, man, why does my whole apartment just smell like smoke all of a sudden?
But it's also really funny, like the shot of Biff like driving away from his mansion that you see in the casino. Like it's shot exactly like the opening of an episode of like Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Like,
Yeah.
it's really well done.
Yeah, it's a great little. And luckily, this video exists. But,
I know. Yeah, and Marty arrives just in time to see the important parts.
And then, he runs into these goons that are outside, especially after he finds out that Biff married Lorraine, his mom.
Yeah.
And when he wakes up in the hotel,
It's shot exactly the same as the wake up scene from the first movie.
Yeah.
yes, except one or two noticeable differences.
Two big differences.
But with the awkwardness of the he kissed his mom scene from the first one.
Right.
Yes. This, the boob job on Lorraine is fucking crazy.
Again, I think there are uncredited drag queens working on this movie because that rig is something. I mean, you can see she's got this big ass necklace that's supposed to hide
The seam.
where
Yeah.
the seam is.
Yeah.
I've watched enough Drag Race. I know how it works.
Yeah.
Women know when you're looking at their boobs, Marty. I just gotta
Yeah.
let you know. And you are staring attacker.
Yeah, especially when they're your mom.
The 80s were a different time.
You're right.
This 80s was a different time.
Reaganomics, the rest.
Oh my God.
By the way, I want to start a band. It's called the Alternate 1985, and we just play better songs than the 1975.
I like that.
I don't think that would be that difficult.
No.
Yeah, so Biff burst in here, and he's got the same hairstyle as Trump and everything. He's got the same gaudiness,
Yeah.
the same terrible decor choices that he has and everything.
A wife that hates him.
A wife that hates him.
He abuses women.
His goons are the same as they were in the 50s too. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that it's the same posse. There's there's Billy Zane right there.
God, Billy Zane's fucking fit is unmatched.
It's unimpeachable.
Is Billy Zane the one that looks like he's Champ Kine from Baker Man?
Yep.
Yeah.
Whammy.
I just want to know, is the toothpick a character choice?
It's gotta be.
Oh, he brought that.
It's so good.
That's a toothpick he brought from home.
Yeah, he brought that shit from home.
Regular human bartender right there.
It's so funny because Ashley and I just finished watching Twin Peaks season 2, and he plays a character in that show named John Justice Wheeler, which looks like it should be his name in this movie with
Yeah.
the big fucking cowboy hat.
John Justice Wheeler Amaheimer Smith, whatever the fuck that song is.
God, it is funny because we look out the window of the casino. It does look like Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Like it is. It has the same smokestacks and the fire going off in the background.
Yeah.
And then he's in like Scarface's lair, like when he's in that hot tub.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing.
Did you notice that Marty licks his lips when
Yeah.
he sees his mom's boobs?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
he's like, Mom, you got bigger. It's fucking wild.
it's like a Pavlovian response.
Yeah.
Of course.
Milk to the future.
Baby got back to the future. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Lorraine says, "Oh, because Marty goes, where's my real father?" And he goes, "Oh, he's the same place he's been, in the fucking grave."
it is the wildest way to impart that information.
And it's so funny because the graveyard is literally in the industrial complex of the fucking city. Because
Yeah.
there's just like a smokestacks right there at the fucking gravesite.
This entire city is the industrial part of the city.
It is.
That's a cinematic fucking shot right there, dude.
It's pretty good.
Our boy was putting in work on that shot
It's nuts.
with the fucking stacks in the background. Look at that shit.
Michael J. Fox, he plays this really well.
Yeah.
Because Michael J. Fox has that kind of sitcom energy that works so well for that first movie. And he doesn't really have to do a whole lot of like heavy emotional lifting in these films.
Yeah.
But he plays this scene exceptionally well, I think.
The way the cemetery scene is lit, it feels like this should be a deleted scene from Halloween. Like,
Right?
It's lit exactly the same way.
Oh, I know.
It's so good.
It looks fucking great.
Looks great. Remember when we used to light things?
Ah.
It was awesome.
Did I ever tell you about Charlie Bowles? He took a hacksaw to his family.
And so Doc shows up. He was like, I figured you'd come here when you found out what happened to your dad, because he just found out too, apparently.
That is nuts. He's like, I found out your dad's dead, so I just waited here in the cemetery.
Like, oh, he'll be here.
Sometimes dead is better, Marty.
I just realized something. We never find out what happened to Doc Brown in 2015, do we?
Oh, he's long dead.
He's been put in an asylum.
No. That's in this timeline.
Oh, you're right. He's probably fucking dead.
Yeah, he's dead, man. But he goes to the garage, and they're like talking about, oh, this is what happened. Somehow Biff came back in time, and it made a new alternate 1985.
Yeah.
Somehow Biff returned.
Somehow Biff returned. Oscar Isaac rolls his eyes. And they're like, okay, well, the only way we can fix this is we got to go back to 1955 when he got the almanac.
Yeah.
They find part of old Griff's cane in the DeLorean, so they know he took the DeLorean and everything.
Old Biff's cane.
Old Biff's cane.
Sutter Kane.
And so Marty decides to go back to also this newspaper in the alternate 1985, Nixon to seek fifth term.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
Can't think of a worse hell.
Yeah. So the Watchmen universe happened in this timeline.
Yeah.
And so Marty says, all right, well, I'm going to go back to Biff and find out what happened. So he does. He goes back in there.
Biff to the future.
I was gonna say.
Biff explains exactly what I just said. That
He monologues it.
And Biff is watching A Fistful of Dollars because they really want to hammer home that the next movie is a Western.
Yeah.
And that
Yes.
he also has a fistful of dollars.
And that's exactly how Marty survives in the next one too.
Yes. Yeah.
And so, yeah, he pulls out the almanac out of the safe and shows it to Marty. And he's like, because he pulls out a gun too. He goes, I used this gun on your dad too.
It's pretty baller, honestly.
Savage as fuck.
Dude, I love this fucking scene though.
This scene is great.
Like the whole villain monologue, it's great.
Thomas F. Wilson doing the most, man.
He's really incredible in this movie.
He
He's
really
so
is.
locked in as 1985 Biff.
Well, like that first movie is Michael J. Fox's movie.
Yes,
This one is his movie, and then that third one is Christopher Lloyd's movie.
I agree.
Could not agree more.
No, Christopher Lloyd that was the thing that really blew me away rewatching the third one, is how fucking charming he is. And like, we've just never had another movie where he plays a romantic lead.
I know.
But Marty confronts Biff and says, there's something we got to talk about. And he points at his own penis. Like, it's the weirdest moment in the movie.
And then he goes, "What are you, chicken?" But do you remember, because he has this gun, and he says he's going to shoot Marty.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, do you remember when family-friendly movies that are rated...
Oh, Marty's gonna take a shot for sure.
These movies were rated PG.
Yeah.
And it's a family-friendly movie where they're shooting at children and calling them a son of a bitch.
I mean, that was the thing.
And sucking dicks.
Sucking dicks.
Rewatching the first one, I was like, this is a movie for families. And there is the constant threat of incest and or sexual assault.
Yeah.
Like, it's nuts.
And child death.
The 80s were a different time.
You're right. You're right.
I'm going to get back to the time where we could call a kid a son of a bitch and try to shoot him in a family-friendly movie.
It's so funny.
Well, you should come home with me for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
I like this
yeah.
movie.
Bean water for everybody. It's very funny. It's very funny that Biff like never puts together, hey, you know, you look like a lot like that kid I met in the 50s. Like, he just never puts together that Marty went back in time. It's so funny.
He says that he didn't see the resemblance
I know.
in old Biff and him. I'm like,
I love that bit.
This crazy old guy came to my house. I didn't see any resemblance.
Said we were distantly related.
and so he goes up to the roof. Biff chases him, and he says, I killed your dad. I'm going to kill you too.
2 McFlys with the same gun.
Mhm.
Long live the king.
Marty jumps off the building, gets rescued by the DeLorean.
And this shot of him standing on the hood of the car when it rises up is so boss.
It's
Yeah.
badass.
Epic.
It's badass.
Also, I love Biff's reaction to him jumping, though. He's like, "Whoa."
Oh, shit.
Like he kind of, mainly just because I just rewatched Men in Black, but it's big like Edgar vibes. Like,
Yes.
I say,
I put my hands on my head.
like this.
So they knock Biff out, and Doc even says, "You're not going to believe this. We got to go back to 1955. Or no, Marty says that, and Doc goes, "I don't believe it."
Right.
I don't.
It is weird that like they're trying to figure out like what time period to go back to, and he's like, oh, it must be a weird coincidence that Biff chose the night of the prom, and it's like, no, it's not. It would be the last thing in the memory of the DeLorean, right?
Yeah, like that motherfucker just got in and pushed buttons.
Yeah.
I also feel like Biff could probably only keep one date in his head at any given time. So
Yeah.
he's like, the night of the dance, I guess. And so, yeah, they go back to the first movie. And this has got to be the first time this has ever happened, right? Where a movie goes and does the event of the first movie from a different angle or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, I can't think of that many examples. I mean, there's Avengers Endgame, and like, what else?
I mean, I'm sure there's probably a ton of different ones, but like, it's just, this is a very inventive idea. And this should have been the bulk of the movie to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Where they Rosencrantz and Guildenstern the first movie.
Yeah.
Like, I love Doc running back and forth down the street and essentially is saying like, remember how sick the first movie was? You went to the dance, you wanted to do this. Like,
And Marty just chasing him back and forth.
right. Oh, it's so funny.
It's a good little bit.
It's great blocking.
I also like that when they go back to the 50s, that Doc says, oh, well, Jennifer and Einstein will still be here in this alternate 1985. But as soon as we fix everything, it's okay because the universe will just change around them. And
It'll
I'm like,
change around them.
Yeah,
We're just making rules up now.
but also, what if that's the case? What about all that time before you succeed? Because like Jennifer could be like in a back alley getting like sexually assaulted or something. You're like, don't worry, we'll come back.
It is fully one of those things where it's like, you are not meant to think about it. Like,
Yeah. They just didn't want to have to drag the girl and the dog around.
Einstein's gonna be euthanized in like 4 minutes. And they're like, don't worry, Einstein, we'll be okay.
I mean, they could have just threw in her dumpster or something.
as soon as we give Goku the cure, the androids won't show up and everything will be fine.
Oh my God, Doc Brown's God's losing his mind.
Also, knock out Chi-Chi and leave her on a stoop.
You can't knock out Chi-Chi, I'll tell you one thing.
No.
Cell Games LLC. So,
Hold on, I got a visitor here.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Is it Chi-Chi?
No, it's little bunny Theo, who was down here licking my feet while we were recording.
Oh.
Hello.
Hi, buddy. Hi.
I have to pay for that.
Do you like Back to the Future?
Oh my God, he's so cute.
He's the baby of the podcast.
He's like, I can't form thoughts.
I don't know nothing.
I don't speak English.
I don't know anything.
I'm sure the bunny can't either. Got his ass.
he just ran up to my ankles and was licking my ankles as I was fucking talking.
I love this shot of like the different gears of money.
Yes.
Oh, it's great.
That was such a good idea.
So Biff's grandma is also played by Thomas F. Wilson.
Oh God, hang on. That gag is so fucking good.
Oh, with him saying like, find something inconspicuous.
And he just slides into frame looking
He
like
cosplayed as the neighborhood watch guy on the signs.
He's a blues brother, is what he is.
Yeah.
So yeah, they go back in time. So it's the day before the dance.
Dude, the fits in this movie are unreal because like Marty's right there is good. Biff's 50s look is pretty rocking.
It's great.
Biff is dressed the way I typically dress.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of fucked up.
Like we were watching this and my wife was like,
His
"You
wife.
own that outfit."
His wife.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
And so yeah, they go back to like the day before the dance.
Yeah.
And yeah, Biff sexually assaults Lorraine on the streets, and no one says or does anything about it.
He's terrifying in these sequences.
It was again the 50s.
He's so like confidently evil.
Mhm.
Like he's screaming at her like, you're gonna be my wife. Like he's yelling at little children. Yeah, it's nuts.
Whether you like it or not.
That was a proposal in 55.
Right.
Legally binding too, I'm pretty sure.
And then he balked her on the head and dragged her back to his hut.
Dude, that car is fucking sick though.
It's great.
Yeah, so like old Griff or old Biff, whichever, accosts him in the streets.
Yeah.
And says, get in the car. He drives into his house, gives him the almanac. And this is the funniest shit. He goes, this book will tell you all the, the results.
Wait, hang on.
Uh-huh.
Before we get to that, I love how they establish that old Biff is Biff to Biff
Oh, by being able to start the car.
by being able to start the car.
Yeah.
That's the best.
I fucking love that.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, and it is like perfect Zemeckis and Bob Gale scrplay stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
It's a movie that teaches you how to watch it, which I love. Like and there's the throwaway line earlier. No one else knows how to start this car except for me.
Yeah.
It's great.
And then, yeah, they go back. And here's the thing. We laid on so heavy that young Biff is fucking dense.
Yeah.
Like, he's a fucking idiot. But, like, the old Biff shows him this book. And on the cover, it says 1950 to 2000.
Yeah.
And he's like, this fucking stupid shit. I'm like, I don't know. My mind would explode if someone handed me this book. Whether
Yeah.
it was like, I could, like, because they do verify its authenticity here, which is the funniest shit because he's like, listen to this game that's being played on the radio.
They're going to win by this many points. And he's like, listen, there's only 5 minutes left on the clock or whatever.
But it was 2 points. I'm like, there's no way they could win after this.
I
And then they
know.
do. And it's the exact same score that, the radio says that's in the almanac.
It
And
has
then-
to happen a second time later for him to be like, hey.
Yeah.
The way this scene is shot, though, is just masterclass.
It's exceptional.
It's amazing.
It's so fucking good.
And they have like, I mean, it's so great. They have the little divider in the windshield, which
Yeah.
kind of shows you where they were able to like split the screens.
Yeah.
It's really, really smart. The only shot that's like kind of aged is the bit where old Biff or young Biff throws the almanac up in the air.
Oh, yeah.
And it has that kind of like halo.
You see where it crosses the line.
It's like the shots of Bruce Campbell like being chased by the little ashes in Army of Darkness.
Well, also, like, the easy thing that you could have done is lock the camera down, have these two across from one another, one screen left, one screen right, and talk to each other. But
Right.
they don't do that. Dean Candy is moving this camera around
Yes.
the whole
yeah.
fucking time. It's so impressive.
I mean, that is the thing that always blows my mind when I revisit this and Roger Rabbit is there's so many moments where you can feel Zemeckis being like, hey, check this shit out. Like,
He's plopping his dick on the table. He's like, check this shit out.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, because that scene starts just like you mentioned, DC, with like just like a 2-shot easy.
Yes.
And then the camera starts moving almost like a now watch this fucking shit.
Oh, I mean, to me, like the prime example of that is the scene where Roger Rabbit is in the sink.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like the splashes are perfectly choreographed. The animation is incredible. Bob Hoskins is handcuffed to this thing that doesn't exist.
Uh-huh.
And Zemeckis was just the best at doing that.
He pioneered so much stuff.
Yes.
And then just kind of like got so obsessed with that he forgot about storytelling.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
He was so much more interested in
The visual.
Yeah.
Or animating, eyes.
Yeah.
Sure. Beowulf next season, right, guys?
Jesus.
I literally saw that movie once when it came out, and I have not revisited.
Me too.
Same.
Another Crispin Glover performance, though.
And two canceled screenwriters. So.
And so, yeah, Marty is stuck in the back of the car. He tries to steal the almanac from Biff.
I love Doc Ock. Doc Ock.
Doc Ock. Hey,
Hey, that would be
shit.
fucking sick.
You're pitching a better movie.
I love Doc Brown on that fucking bike.
The power of time in the palm of my hand, Marty.
Hey.
But Biff is a fucking idiot because Marty's in the backseat on a walkie-talkie. He's like, "Hey, Doc," and I'm like, "Come on, man."
Oh, he's screaming. He's like, we're going through the tunnel now.
And so they go to the dance.
It looks like the tunnel that leads to Toontown.
It
Just
sure
like
does.
One more Roger Rabbit reference.
It sure does. But he goes to the dance, and then this is where like we're really showing off because we're just doing the first movie again, basically.
It's incredible.
Doc is at the town square where the other version of himself is already setting up the lightning experiment, and Marty's at the dance.
Oh my God. The bit where Doc is trying not to interact with his past self while helping him like plug up the lights and everything, while talking to Marty on the walkie-talkie. It blows my mind. We see Doc in the background and it finally comes into focus and it's two Christopher Lloyds. Like it's an unbelievable shot.
But you can still see that's why that light post right there is dividing that scene.
Oh,
Yep.
absolutely. Absolutely. But it's so smart.
It is. No, it's great, but also 1950s Doc is a fucking idiot for not recognizing himself just by the hair alone.
Oh, I know.
The
How
voice.
many guys are just like, hey, I love science too.
How is he able to predict the size Allen wrench you need or whatever?
Right.
Like, it's funny.
It's so good.
It's a good little gag. But yeah, they go to the dance, and I gotta say, I like the fact that they brought a porn magazine to the dance.
Biff's looking at a nudie mag like at the prom. It's wild.
But it's so funny because like we forgot to mention when he bought the almanac in the future, she said, "Oh, it's got this special protective dust cover over for whatever."
It's called a dust cover.
Yeah.
Books used to have those.
And then like Marty's trying to get the almanac, and then Strickland shows up and takes it from Biff.
Right.
And so Marty has to then follow Strickland.
Which is so fun. It's such a good reveal because it means Strickland confiscated this from a student and then went to his office to drink whiskey and jack off.
Well, that's the crazy thing because he never opens the almanac. He just sees it and then like takes off. But again, if you saw this book that said 1950s through 2000 on it, you wouldn't be even a little bit curious what the fuck is going on.
He picks it up and he flips through it and his reaction is kind of muted. Like, it's so weird because he's looking at boobies, but he's like, oh, sports, huh?
Well,
Like,
that's the thing.
it's-
Yeah, he says sports statistics. I'm like, but you're reading it.
Yeah.
So I don't know when Biff makes the switch or whatever.
Maybe there was one Penthouse letter that's about a sport, like a sports statistics.
I guess.
Yeah, no, it makes no fucking sense.
It's so weird. It's such a weird reveal.
Just go with it.
But he goes to Strickland's office, Marty does, to try and get the almanac from him. There's a bit of slapstick comedy here where he's trying to hide under the desk. Strickland pinches his hand between the desk and the thing. But like Strickland's whole thing is I'm going to go to my office and look at this almanac and then take a drink and spy through the fucking blinds of my window at these kids.
Uh-huh.
Marty gets the almanac, but he opens it up. And I got to say, I love the way Marty, because he opens it up and it turns out it's the nudie mag with the cover. And he goes, ooh la la, ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
So good.
And I gotta say, it's called Oh La La.
It is definitely called oh la la. They're missing an O in there. So
Well, Marty's a bit of a jackass.
That's
Yeah.
true. I do love the bit where they're like, the goons are chasing, Biff's guys are chasing Marty around the prom,
Mhm.
and they see Marty on the stage from the first movie playing with Marvin Berry.
Yeah.
And Billy Zane has that line where he goes, how the hell did he change his clothes so fast?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's so good.
it's a genius movie though. Like, cause you do watch that first movie and you're thinking, oh, well, now this other Marty is in the background in all these shots, you know?
It enriches the first one.
Mhm.
It's so wild. And it's such an interesting magic trick that they pull here. Like that shot that we just saw of Marty scooching past the car where his mom and his younger self are in the window from their scene in the first movie. It's incredible.
It's great.
It's also unfortunate that because they talk about like Doc has a throwaway line of like, oh, I guess the reason he came to this time is there's just these inflection points
Sure.
across all of time where things can't change.
Fixed point in time, a Doctor Who fan. I get it.
Yeah.
I was going to say a concept we're very familiar with now with all the time travel movies and TV shows.
Sure.
But it's unfortunate that time is the night that Lorraine is almost sexually assaulted.
Oh, I know.
It's so unfortunate for Lorraine.
That's the thing that's always rung weird to me about the first movie. The first movie ends with this sort of like idealized present, but like Biff is like their go-to guy for car detailing, and he's almost kind of like their butler.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just like, if this man laid his hands on my woman, he would never be welcome in
I
my
know.
house.
Oh,
I'll
I know.
hate him until he's dead.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying, Desmond never let this shit happen with Penny.
No, right.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He would have shut that shit down, brother.
And so yeah, he ends up going through the dance, and that's where his other version of himself is playing Johnny Be Good and everything.
Yes.
He knocks out the goons by doing a carry thing of just knocking a bunch of shit on his fucking head.
Right.
Multiple, like, those guys are dead.
Those guys
fucking
have
dead.
to be dead.
Those guys are fucking dead.
I love the moment of Marty watching himself play the guitar solo and being like, all right, girl, go off. Like, it's so good.
Well done.
And then yeah, so he escapes through the back. And this is also funny because it's like, again, that scene from the first one where Lorraine's like, oh, that music was interesting.
Yeah.
And then right outside that is this version of Marty talking to Biff.
Right.
Again, he calls him a chicken. And it is funny because Marty always is the one that's always got the upper hand in these things. But
Right.
like when the door swings open and smacks him in the face, I'm like, all right, so he does get knocked down a couple times.
And it's a good gag too. Like he plays the slapstick of it really well.
Mm-hmm.
But it does also kind of negate the last 20 minutes of the movie with Biff getting the book back.
Yeah. It's a cat and mouse game with this MacGuffin.
But it leads to a great chase sequence.
Yes, it does.
It does, but man, you can tell just how slow that car is actually traveling when they do the wide shots.
Oh, I know.
It was the 50s. Cars couldn't go that fast.
Very true.
And Biff just can't see this guy flying next to him.
And it's also funny because like Biff, they show his like a close up of him like stomping on the gas pedal like 5 times. Like, man, I don't think the car can go that much faster.
I mean, to be fair, DC, you lived in LA, you know you can't, like, when those motherfuckers on bikes are lane splitting, you don't see those fuckers creeping up on the side.
Dude, it is crazy. Like, if you are stuck in 405 traffic, you're just chilling, waiting to move even 2 inches forward, and all of a sudden you're boom, like
I know.
fucking fly past.
Yeah, it's insane.
There's no warning.
There's also this interesting idea that like was because we see Biff acting all
Wait,
sort of.
hang on. I love that bit where Marty knocks himself out.
Oh, it's great.
Right.
Biff is like acting super like subservient in the second 1985, right?
Yep.
And the idea in the first one is, oh, because George like punched the shit out of him, he was really chill in the future or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Biff keeps acting like that after he's knocked out. So,
Well, it's because George doesn't punch him. It's because Marty punches him.
and I think it's the second manure truck that really humbles him.
There you go.
Well, so what we don't see on screen is that afterwards, George and what's her name?
Lorraine.
They drive by and, you know, see the aftermath of that.
Sure.
And then
Where's this
George
going?
calls Biff a chicken.
I was gonna say, get in the car, stupid, you fucking chicken.
You think I won't suck my dad off?
Unzips his pants.
Oh god, 200 episodes, boys.
This show has gotten worse.
Oh, it's definitely
100%. Like I really want to, like, I have never listened to like any of our like original like first season episodes.
Sure.
Like I want to go, like we were still like me and DC were taking that shit so seriously.
Oh, the episodes were like 50 minutes long. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I don't know what to tell you.
They have this chase scene in the tunnel, and it's pretty good. The editing's great. The special effects are great.
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox really hanging off the side of this car on some wire work.
Yeah.
The stunt of like the hoverboard flipping over the car is really good.
Yeah. He like does like a grind on the fucking wall and then does an ollie over the fucking thing. It's pretty great.
It's called a grind, bro.
And then he's got the hoverboard that he brought back from the 80s or from the 2015.
That's actually hilarious.
And as Biff's about to run him down in the streets, Doc shows up. And I do like the fact that it is like one of those what are they called? Like the fairground like banner thing, like the string.
Oh yeah, that's great.
The used car shop flags.
Sure.
That's all I know them as.
Yeah, the little flags. You always see them at fairgrounds and stuff.
Probably left over from Zemeckis' used cars.
Because it is great because when the DeLorean gets struck by lightning, that's what you think of as like the kite with the little banners and things flying off of them.
Yes, perfect. Yeah.
And it just makes me think of Nope as well.
Sure.
Mm. And so, they get the almanac. Biff runs into another manure truck.
Yeah.
They go back to get Einstein and a storm starts up.
Yeah.
I love it because it's the same storm from the first movie.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
It's brilliant.
It's so smart.
He starts to burn the almanac. And I do love that, like, they're like, oh, yeah, everything's getting better now. Look at the newspaper changing.
Yeah.
But then if you read it, it says that, like, Reagan is getting, like, a second term or something like that. And I'm like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
Don't like that. And so, the storm starts and they're like, Doc, you got to get out of there. You don't want to get struck by lightning. Before he can even finish it, this fucking car explodes.
It explodes. It's nuts.
It's so fucking funny.
Like, Marty, why'd you have to put that out there, man? Like, dick.
It is so fucking funny. And also it cuts him off because he tries to say, let's get back to the future. And as soon as he's about to say future, a tree falls and it cuts him off. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's good.
And then, so Doc's fucking dead.
Yeah.
According to Marty.
I love this storytelling device of Doc disappears and immediately this car drives up. This dude from Western Union pops out and he says, I have this letter from 100 years ago. This guy said to deliver it to you.
I love that it's full like Man in Black from X-Files too.
Oh, absolutely. And it's so funny. Again, I'm going to reference Doctor Who, but there's a great episode called Blink that essentially steals this conceit. A guy shows up with a letter immediately and he's like, hey, I was told as soon as it started raining. Like it's like this whole thing.
Wait, which doctor was that?
David Tennant. It's his second season, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. With Carey Mulligan. It's a great episode. Go watch it. That's not my cooldown. My double feature. But yeah, no, this is such a great little bit here.
It's great, but it's also unfortunate because then we get not an ending to this movie. Like
Sure.
It hinges on the cliffhanger for the next one.
Right.
But I got to say, this scene encapsulates one of the things that annoys me the most in movies. And it's when a character opens a letter in the rain.
Oh, I know.
Bugs the fuck out of me.
It's also like it's like an 80-year-old piece of paper too. I was like,
That thing
this thing
is
is
gonna
going to
melt in your
disintegrate.
hands.
Disintegrate immediately.
Yeah.
There's an umbrella right there, dipshit. Get under it. Fucking read this letter. And also, if this were a real thing where like we have this letter from 100 years ago,
Yeah.
and we know it's supposed to be delivered at this exact position at this exact date,
Yeah.
this would be like one of the most interesting things of all time. Like, what's in
Absolutely.
that fucking letter? People would be following this. I guess this is before the advent of the internet and everything like that. But like,
This would be a creepypasta.
this would be something everyone would be so fucking interested in. But it is a good device.
And also, Mr. McFly, there's a postscript. It says, you'll kiss me if you're not a chicken.
It says you'll kiss me. It is written in like crayon.
Yeah, it's written in a whole different color pen.
It's zip. And so it says I'm back from the future. When he goes to meet the 1950s Doc, because he says only one man can help me now.
Yeah.
And then Nathan, do you want to tell us what happens here at the end of the movie?
Sure, Marty. It's a great bit. We see Marty leave 1955, like in the first movie, and Doc does his little dance through the flames, is very excited that his time travel machine worked. And in an unbroken shot, Marty McFly comes running down the street behind him and says, Doc, I'm stuck. I came back from the future. I need you to help me. And Doc Brown faints, and we watch a sizzle reel for Back to the Future Part 3.
It's nuts. I mean, I could imagine if I saw this in theaters flipping the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, I could imagine myself losing it.
Oh, losing my goddamn mind.
Zemeckis has taken issue with it. He said that the movie wasn't properly marketed. He felt like people didn't know that there were going to be two of them.
Yeah.
So people felt a little cheated when they saw this one in the theaters. And this is, before the advent of the internet. Like we going into Infinity War, we knew we were getting Endgame,
But I just feel like, yes, you're right that it's only like half a movie because you're not getting a real ending.
Sure.
But if I go into it knowing...
I didn't say that, but okay.
If I go into it knowing that there's going to be another one. I don't know.
But that's the thing. Majority of the audience didn't go into this knowing there would be another one.
Right.
Well, that's why I feel like, for me personally, I don't think I would feel as cheap. If this movie is as enjoyable, at least on a fun level, as the first one, and then I see that to be continued or whatever pop up, and then this happens, I think I am losing my mind in the fucking theater. Like, I'm losing my shit.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm so stoked. And I'm like, ZZ Top's in this one?
Good example of that. When I saw Matrix Reloaded, I didn't know there was going to be a third. So at the end of Matrix Reloaded, I lost my fucking shit.
Yeah.
I mean, when I remember seeing, I think we talked about this on the Two Towers episode, but I remember seeing Fellowship of the Ring and people not knowing that it was a trilogy until the movie ended. And I heard someone in the back go, what?
Oh no, that was probably my friend who I went to see Fellowship with.
Yeah, Saruman the Grey.
I think I told this story on the Two Towers episode or something.
You did.
But yeah, it's like, my friend, who's the one that gave me the books in the first place, at the end of Fellowship was just like, but they cut out like so much shit. I'm like, oh yeah, man, I think it's only the first one. He's like, oh.
That's funny.
Yeah, that happened to me when I went and saw It in the theaters. Yeah. And it pops up at the end and says like chapter 2 coming soon. People went, what? I'm like, how do you not know that?
Like, how do you not know that? And boy, was that a letdown.
To Be Towers. Is that anything?
To Be Towers? We can pitch it to them.
Okay, all right, cool.
I think that was a building in New York, wasn't it?
No, it was two of them. And so my last of the movie. So what about Jennifer and Einstein?
Right.
What happened with them?
They'll be fine.
Yeah, I want to see that movie now.
Yeah.
Like we have Elizabeth Shue, current age, playing Jennifer stuck in like an alternate future. She's become a warlord.
She's like Xena, warrior princess.
That's right.
That sounds fucking awesome.
I know.
I'm into that. And that's it, fellas. That's Back to the Future Part 2. Is there anything we didn't talk about that you guys want to cover?
Billy Zane was in this movie.
Billy Zane, the Phantom himself.
Oh, Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms. Yeah.
He was a Phantom because I did not know that was him until you guys brought it up. But it's the magic of podcasting. You learn things.
What's the Tales from the Crypt movie that Billy Zane?
Demon Night, buddy.
Dude.
Saw that shit in theaters, bud.
Really?
Opening weekend, yeah.
Wow.
Dude, he fucking killed it.
My mother would buy me tickets to the movies and then just like leave me there.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, if there's nothing else,
hell yeah,
we can get over to our 200th episode's Prop Cop.
Woo!
And if you're tuning in for the first time because you're a huge Back to the Future fan, welcome. I don't know if we properly set up the show, but I'll do it right now for you. The Silver Linings is a movie. It's a movie.
The Silver Linings is a movie.
It's a podcast where we watch movies that don't have happily ever after endings. In this case, we're dealing with a cliffhanger ending.
Yeah.
And we try to find the silver lining in those movies. And what we're going to do now, before we get to that, is we're going to discuss a prop cop. So what that is we're going to each pick one prop from this movie that we would like to own in real life for ourselves. Nathan, this was your pick. So what prop do you want from Back to the Future Part 2?
Alternate 1985 Biff has a tiger print chair in his office that I want more than I've ever wanted anything. He also has like a zebra print desk in the corner or something like that. There's some crazy prints in that office, but yeah, that's the one I want, that chair.
Okay. Mally?
I mean, I'm kind of doing like a Marty / Biff on this one and going for, financial reasons.
Sure.
But that 1950s Cherry ES345 with a Bigsby that he plays is probably worth about $100K nowadays.
Wow. Yeah.
And yes, I would have that.
Okay. I like that. It's a nice guitar.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many good choices. I really thought about getting that Roger Rabbit stuffed animal that he sees in the window display.
That was my second choice.
I ultimately went with something that I feel like is pretty practical. I want Doc's suitcase of every year's money.
Yeah, nice.
I'll just start selling them from the oldest year forward. I'll just start making even more money.
Absolutely.
All right, JT, what do you want?
If no one else is going to take it, I will take a hoverboard.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's right there and it's easy, but yeah.
That's why I didn't take it. I figured someone else was going to.
I also wanted to throw out that, like, I've been dealing with insomnia lately, so I want that machine that makes you sleep.
Oh, shit.
that
yeah,
Doc
that's a
has
good
at the
one.
beginning.
Yeah, I could use that too.
Just wake up, Pacino's just staring at you.
Oh, boy. All right, well, let's get over to bit parts, and I'm trying to remember which one I picked for this.
Uh-oh.
Oh well, it'll be a surprise for all of us. Here we go.
Fuck you, you little dipshit.
Oh, that's gonna go. That's what Alt 1985 Biff says to Marty. That's
Yeah.
why I picked it.
Oh, it's good.
So bit part, there are so many extras in this movie, and
Yeah.
apparently one played by Billy Zane and another played by Flea.
Yeah.
But for the other ones, we're each going to fantasy cast ourselves as one of them.
Yeah.
So who should we play in this movie? Mally, who's your bit part?
I kind of just want to be Billy Zane's character.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Because his alternate 85 fit is fucking fantastic.
It's immaculate.
Whammy. Nathan, who do you want to be?
When they knock out Biff in 1955, there's a
yep.
guy standing over him that goes, "Did you just take that guy's wallet?"
Yep. I wrote that guy down too.
I want to play him. It's so good.
I think he just took that guy's wallet.
That guy's great.
Spider-Man just took that dude's pizza.
I want to be the patron in the 1980s cafe that has to sit on the elliptical and eat while he's there.
Yeah, Ashley was like, "What is the theme here?"
The theme is you got to work out and, eat some dog shit food at the same time.
I love it.
And can I make a pitch for who we should all be as like a group pit part?
Yes.
Sure.
I think we got to be the guys that do the drive-by on Strickland Downs.
Fair. Fair.
JT?
Okay, in alternate 85 scene, there's a there's a big wide shot of all the bikers.
Why are we all picking stuff from the darkest timeline?
Well, there's a biker that's wearing a wolf pelt.
Yeah.
like on his head.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be that guy. And he's just spinning around like he's having a blast.
He's having a good time.
At the Smash Mouth concert.
Yeah. The super spreader of it. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to do it for the 200th time. We are going to find Silver Lining to Back to the Future Part 2. Anyone want to volunteer to go first?
I've got two.
Okay.
Oh.
Number one is old Biff died in pain, terrified.
I love that.
Number two, Marty will do anything if you call him a chicken.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Bally, what's your Silver Lining?
Doc's chemical peel looks fucking great.
Oh,
It's a glow up.
he looks 30 years younger. I agree.
Yeah.
He looks like that guy who like rubbed himself with bananas on Twitter. You guys aren't on Twitter anymore.
No.
No.
Huh?
Based off that, really happy not to be.
And this will be an old meme by the time this episode drops.
It's an old meme, but it checks out. Mine is that Biff got covered in shit again and also lost the almanac.
Hell yeah.
JT?
That little girl got a pit bull hoverboard.
Hell yeah, she did.
She's so stoked.
She's like, fuck that hoverboard.
Oh yeah. All right. I think those are all fantastic Silver Linings.
Yeah.
Now, let's say this. I think the obvious choice here is to roll right into part 3. But let's say if you wanted a double feature with Back to the Future Part 2, something in a similar vein, similar themes, maybe in the same actor, well, we're going to give you a pick-me-up right now.
Hey.
So what is a movie people should watch after they watch Back to the Future Part 2? I guess we'll start with you, Nathan.
I was thinking about other time travel movies and went with 2013's About Time, directed by Richard Curtis.
Oh my god.
I love that movie.
I think I've almost put it on the fucking list for this show before because that movie fucks me up.
It could work. Yeah, that movie makes me cry. I love it. It makes me laugh. It's like one of the best time travel movies we've had in like the last 10-15 years. It's so good.
Fucking Domhnall Gleeson, man.
Crushing.
Just fucking me up.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake's great in that.
That's in time, you
I know.
fuckface.
I know. Melly, what are you going to be watching?
I know I'm breaking the rules because it's not a movie, but Nathan mentioned earlier how Michael J. Fox doesn't really get to show his like drama in these movies.
Yeah.
Boy, let me tell you, he has a 2-episode run in season 3 of Scrubs
Oh,
that is
yeah.
fucking legendary.
Absolutely. We were just talking about him on Secret of the Dudes because there's an episode of Family Ties that's like all like a black box theater where Alex Keaton's like friend dies.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so good.
So like I said, I think the obvious choice is to roll right into part 3, which we all know is a Western. But if you want to do another movie that's a Western, I think you go with An American Tale, Fievel Goes West.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. That's so wholesome.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Stewart's final movie.
Hell yeah. Because he peaks. He's like, I got no more in me.
Yeah, he killed himself immediately after. It's great. Sorry, that's awful.
JT?
So when Doc was feeding the DeLorean garbage, it reminded me of the car from Double Dragon.
Yeah. Yes.
Holy shit, dude.
So yeah, that's my
That's Van Damme, right?
No, it's Mark Dacascos and Alyssa Milano and Scott Wolf. Is it Scott Wolf?
Yeah, Scott Wolf and Robert Patrick is the villain.
Wait, what am I thinking of then?
You're thinking of is it Twin Dragons? What's the one with Van? I know what you're talking about. Double Impact is the one with Van Damme.
Thank you.
Yeah, I own that on Blu-ray.
Hell yes, sir, you do.
All right. Well, I gotta ask one final time for Back to the Future Part 2, but do we recommend it?
Hell yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Love it.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. Like I said, I kind of fully agree with Roger Ebert, which I don't often do, but he said like it's not as good as the first one, but it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's convoluted, and he did call it noisy.
Yes.
Which I think is pretty accurate.
I think that's entirely accurate. Yeah. Like when we were in the 2015 sequence, I looked at Ashley and I was like, this is like frustrating, right?
It's
like
a
this
lot.
is like really stressful.
It's a lot. Yeah. But it's still a lot of fun. I mean,
Yes.
almost 40 years old at this point, but it still holds up. There's some great stuff in here. I need to go back and rewatch the third one because I've only seen it once, but you guys have kind of piqued my interest now.
It's really fun.
I like it a lot. I mean, there's way less time travel shenanigans in that one,
Yeah.
but it's kind of similar in structure to the first one where they're stuck in a place and they got to figure out how to get back, and then it's all the great character stuff that comes out of that.
I grew up on westerns, so
Same,
like
yeah.
that movie holds like a special like nostalgia place in my heart. 'Cause
Sure.
it's like mixing up like the stuff my dad showed me with like stuff I loved.
Yeah, it's like look, Dad, I'm watching westerns too.
Right.
And he just throws an empty beer can at me and tells me to shut up.
I think that's why like I need to go back and watch it though, because I didn't appreciate it as like a Western, but also because I think the problem I have with this movie is there's too much time travel and
Yeah.
it's very casual almost. Like I wanted them to go one place, get stuck there. How do you get out of here?
The third one feels almost like an extended epilogue.
Yeah.
Like there's just it's kind of like a victory lap, right?
Sure.
Like it's really fun, and I rewatched it last night and loved it.
Well, and the third one also has a great joke that I ran into the ground in my early 20s,
Oh,
which
yeah?
was going to bars and asking for a glass of chocolate milk.
Yeah. Oh man, the bit where Doc orders one whiskey, stays up all night telling stories, and then takes a shot and passes out immediately is so fucking funny.
So good.
How many bars had chocolate milk though?
None. Not a single fucking one.
Yeah, I would say I don't think many would.
You just throw your bag of coins on the counter. You're like, Chucky, please.
No, they would just, what usually happened is they just shit in a White Russian and handed it to me.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
And then they're like, you won't drink this, you chicken.
Yeah, I was about to say, what are you, chicken?
5 minutes later, I'm wiping in my mouth.
Drink my shit, chicken.
All right. Well, that's Back to the Future Part 2.
200 episodes.
I have so many questions as to what a shit chicken is.
Thank you so much, everyone, for 200 episodes.
God, I'm sorry.
If you're not chicken, you'll go right now and you'll subscribe, rate, and
Oh.
leave feedback wherever you're listening to us right now.
That's right.
No, I didn't know where you're going with that.
You can follow us on social media, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, and Lemonade. You can also check out our subreddit at reddit.com/r/7linings playlist. You can check out our website, tslppodcast.com, for more info about the show. Or if you want to get in touch with us, you can use the contact us form there. Send us your bit part suggestion. Tell us a movie you think we should cover if it qualifies. Anything you want to do, you can do there. Or you can email us at the 7 Linings Playlist
Anything.
at gmail.com. You can call us chicken, whatever you want to do. And yeah, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/7 Linings Playlist, where I believe, let me check real quick. I believe The Secret of the Dudes episode 2 has already dropped, where we covered The Secret of the Ooze,
Yeah.
our namesake. And yeah, you won't want to miss that. 2 episodes a month where we're talking all about the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, it's a little too raff, though, I think.
It's a little too rough, I agree.
Yeah.
And you can also, if you're a Patreon member, interact with us with our March/April Madness.
That's
where we're
right.
giving you the opportunity to pick the ultimate silver lining movie out of our first 200 episodes. So you won't want to miss that.
People keep emailing me their brackets, and it's annoying as shit.
And yeah, we're going to be taking a little bit of a season break here because Nathan is going to be getting married.
Yeah.
And so if you don't want to miss out on episodes from us, you have to sign up for the Patreon. It's
That's
a
right.
7-day free trial, only $1 a month after that. Literally as cheap as we could make it. But
When you propose, were you screaming at her down the street?
She proposed to me, but yeah, she screamed at me.
Okay.
Babe.
She said, "You'll marry me if you're not a fucking chicken."
Babe, wait!
And yeah, we'll be back. I don't know exactly when. Maybe May, maybe June, sometime after that. But we'll have, I think there is 8 more episodes, if I'm not mistaken, left this season.
Yeah.
So we're not going to give you a clue for what we're going to be doing next because we're still figuring that out. But what we are going to do as the last bit of business here before we get out of here for the 200th episode is we've decided we're going to do a commentary track, much like we've done with Speed and we've done with Five Nights at Freddy's over on our Patreon.
Why did we do that? Can you remind me why we did that?
Well, it was Halloween, and I was like, let's do a horror movie. And then I threw the idea, I was like, what if we did this? Because neither of us have ever seen it. You're like, that sounds great. And it turns out that movie is
dog shit.
Yeah, it's So what we decided this time is we've done an action movie. We've done a quote-unquote horror movie. Why don't we mix it up? Let's do a comedy, right?
Yeah.
And so I have a list here. I'm not going to say what the movies are because we narrowed it down to 5 potential choices here.
This is all news to me. This is very exciting.
So I've got the wheel.
Oh no, the fucking wheel.
I got the wheel, baby.
God damn it, not this again.
No.
It's bringing its way back from the Oppenheimer episode.
No, motherfucker.
Wait, I thought you said you wanted a comedy.
Oh, these all are comedies to me. They're comedies in my mind. So yeah, we have 5 picks here. We're going to spin the wheel.
It's hilarious.
God damn it. Whatever day we record, I'm going to be busy depending on what the choice is.
We're going to figure out what commentary episode we're going to release during our break. So again, you can only get that on our Patreon, patreon.com/7linings-playlist. All right, boys, we've got 5 movies here. We're going to spin the wheel. Are you guys ready?
Spin that wheel.
All right. If I'm not chicken, I'll spin this wheel.
I fucking hate it.
There it goes.
The little noise.
We got...
Oh, God.
We got...
Oh, God.
Oh, no. Wow. Okay, so for clarity's sake, I've never seen this movie, Mally. I'm assuming you've never seen this movie.
I don't know what it is.
I don't
but
either.
Based off the reactions, I'm busy.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
So JT has been begging us to do this movie on the show.
I wouldn't say begging. It's more of as a joke now. At
Well,
this
here's
point
the
that
thing.
I bring it up.
Here's the thing. You've brought it up a couple of times.
JT, this entire podcast is a fucking joke.
Yeah, exactly.
You've brought it up a couple of times, and I was like, okay, it's got a 1 in 5 chance of winning this. Fuck it, we'll put it in the list. I'll be goddamned. All right.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I just Googled it and I've never regretted anything more.
We're watching.
Mally, you made these guys watch Jill Rips. I don't want to hear anything.
Yeah, and we all had a great time.
Here's the other thing: is this movie people either have to rent it on Amazon or buy a DVD.
Oh, fuck you.
Okay, so here's the thing. Do we need to see the first one to understand this?
No.
Can we best 2 out of 3 this or something? Like, Jesus Christ.
As a kid, I watched the second one first.
Me
so
too.
this actually, I think you're fine.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
I'm fine committing to this being our commentary, but just out of curiosity's sake, I want to spin the wheel again just to see what it would land on.
Okay, wait. Well, no. Okay, so I do want to say something before you spin it.
Okay.
I've tried to look up this movie.
You rigged it.
No, I've tried to look up this movie to watch myself.
Yeah.
And again, just like you either have to rent it or buy a DVD.
It's a real shape of things situation.
I am okay with if we want to, like if you can't find it to download or anything like that or get it legally, then we will we can spin the wheel again and go for something else.
Would it not be on like Tubi or something?
Tubi.
This feels like a Tubi thing.
No, it's locked in the towers.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's just say, just out of curiosity, if we were to spin again, what would it land on?
Honestly, I'm satisfied that it won and you guys thought for a second y'all were gonna have to watch it. I will never bring up again.
So let's spin it again, just to see.
Just to see.
What if it starts speeding up again like I did on the Oppenheimer? All right,
Oh,
see, now
come
this
the
would be
fuck
more of my
on.
will. This would be more of my will.
All right, Guyver 2 locked in, boys. I'll see y'all later.
So here's my question, because that is unfortunate that you can't stream.
Uh-huh.
Can you stream this movie? Let me see. Oh, this is playing in so many places. So do we stick with this or do we go? What do we do here?
Guys, I'm okay. I'm okay. You're not gonna hurt my feelings.
I mean, I think the audience would appreciate the one just below this the most.
Oh, sure.
Well, this is why we spin the wheel. The wheel is unbiased.
Yeah.
Which is why it gave us.
You're in control of the wheel, and I don't trust anything.
Do we do both and talk about them at the same time?
The same damn time. At the same damn time. I'll tell you what, we'll discuss it off air, and whatever one drops, that's the one you'll fucking get.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, so you're either getting or enjoy, motherfuckers. Like, I don't know.
Oh boy. Okay.
All right. Rest in peace, oatmeal. Like, we're done. We butchered this anniversary episode.
Thank you for tuning in, everyone, for our 200th episode.
Yeah.
And again, we're not done with this season. We will be back in a couple of weeks to go over our 201st episode.
You're not done with this season.
I'm sure not. Still got so many episodes to edit. But yeah, we're going to have a commentary track, more Secret to the Dudes over on the Patreon. So again, you don't want to miss out. It's only $1 a month after a 7-day free trial. Patreon.com/Civilians Boys, thank you for 200 episodes.
Thank you.
It's so crazy that we've gotten here.
You're welcome.
I feel blessed.
Those fuckers weren't even here for half of them.
I feel like Nathan was here in spirit.
Although, to be fair, I think Nathan's been here for as many episodes as I've been overall.
Yeah, we've evened out. We've evened out there.
I like to thank the Academy.
And yeah, I got nothing else to say.
Academy of what?
My eyes see.
Yeah, I got nothing else to say. So as Mallory's already said, rest in peace, oatmeal. And as always, you have 3 seconds to get out of this podcast with your nuts intact.
Eat legs, slackers.
Chicken, Peter, you just a little chicken. Chip, 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 chip.
Who are you calling a chicken?
Hey everybody, this is Dustin, and I'm just vamping right now because this episode is so close to being exactly 2 hours long, and I really want it to be exactly 2 hours long since this is the 200th episode, so I'm just kind of vamping to fill the air now. We've got a few seconds left. How was your day? Everything going good? Is your commute going well? Okay, well, I gotta go, but come back for episode 201. Bye!
And that wraps up another fantastic episode of the Silver Linings playlist. If you would be so kind, we ask that you leave us some feedback on how we did, plus a like and subscribe. We'll be back next week with another great episode. See ya!